Insider. So the screening is set to have taken place at the Ebony Life Cinemas, where invited guests gathered for an early viewing ahead of the movie wider release, generating buzz across social media platforms. And yes, the event was top notch. Let's see this video.
All these songs in my head. Just gotta get them out.
All right, we'd love to know. This is the movie Michael. So what is it? What does this movie mean to you? Tell me.
It means a lot. Michael is an icon, living legend. And one day, I know one day the world will celebrate me like this. I guarantee you. The kind of hard work I put in the industry, trust me.
So do you know what? We know you are building this Michael. They do. And do you know any of his songs? Would you love to share with us?
Oh my God!
All of them.
All of them.
So let's hear one of them.
I can name. The one I love is baby, baby, with the high heels on. When you making me feel, you knock me out of my feet now, baby.
All right, guys, we have the energetic, we have the beautiful, we have the amazing Inieto with us. Come on, somebody shout, yeah. Oh my God, Ini, how do you feel this evening?
I feel great. I feel blessed to be alive, to be here.
Oh my God, this is amazing. Meanwhile, you look beautiful. Come on. Who styled you?
I self-styled.
Somebody say Clarkin.
Okay.
All right, we are here at the movie premiere of Michael. So what are your anticipations for this movie?
Something electric. I mean, in Michael, it has to be electric. It has to be eccentric. It has to be electrifying in all dimensions. So I just want to be blown away.
I'm just getting started.
There's no one like you.
This is what I was put on earth to do. I knew you were different the moment you were born. You let your light shine into the world. You're the greatest of all time.
Oh my God! Come on, tell me, how do you feel this evening?
Pretty tired, but let's hope the movie wakes me up.
Wow! Meanwhile, you look amazing. Oh,
Michael Jackson, you have to shine.
So tell me, we are here at the movie premiere of Michael. What are your anticipations for this movie?
I want to feel nostalgic because, I mean, whether you're a millennial or Gen X, right? A fundamental part of your child memories, especially when it has to do with partying and any social activities, is Michael Jackson. That is one of the biggest celebrities till date.
Oh my God, this is really amazing. By the way, you look beautiful and amazing. Who styled you?
I styled myself. Like, these are just old outfits that we did. I'm an entertainer. I work with legendary P Square.
Yeah.
But I'm their choreographer. I performed on stage with them.
Yeah.
And everybody that knows P Square know that they're influenced by Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
So they have a whole bunch of costumes that looks like Michael. So I just had to take one, improvise, add a little bit of my style. Michael Jackson is known for glitz. Yeah. So I just applied the glitz, then I added my style being armless. So yeah.
Nice. So tell me, what are your anticipations for this movie?
Oh my God, you don't want to know, man. You don't want to see. Let me just summarize it like this. Aside from knowing him as a great entertainer, a musician, and a great dancer, I'm looking out for his childhood background. What went behind the scenes? Because my guest has always clamored that he never had a childhood. He became a superstar from 5 years, and he has been working to them, touring the world. So I want to see behind the scenes what happened, the storyline between his relationship between him and his dad, his brothers, to the level he became a beacon to the world. So I'm looking out for that.
From the top.
Oh my God. I'm watching this and I feel so emotional about everything. Seriously. See, Michael Jackson still lives on. A lot of people during my younger days, while growing up, I've always watched Michael Jackson. I've always watched his songs. I've always seen his songs, and it's like memories are trying to come back and stuff like that. It's really beautiful seeing that this movie has been put out for him, and a lot of people still love him even while he is late. And it's really beautiful seeing that people are really so excited about this particular movie. Trust me, I accept is this, the Gen Zs that are growing up that don't really know who Michael Jackson is, but trust me, he's a legend, an icon that is still living on. And this is really beautiful for movie producers to really put this out, and it's really, really interesting and beautiful. I love this, definitely. All right, and yes, and yes, and yes. A lot of people have talked about Michael Jackson. A lot of people have loved the song. I remember those days when people, go to see him do his song and stuff like that. People now faint. People are so excited to see him. Seriously, but he still lives on, and it's a beautiful one. All right, and yes, that takes us to our next story, and we're talking about Adekunle Gold. Guess what? So Nigerian music star Adekunle Gold is reportedly making headlines, and guess what he did recently? After getting his own gifts for himself, throughout last week he has been buying himself, kind of exotic cars, and we're talking about the best. But this time around, he didn't just get for himself. This time around, he thought about his wife, and it's really, really beautiful because he actually got Simi a luxury car to celebrate her recent birthday. So the report has been making social media buzz, suggesting that the singer surprised Simi with a high-end Mercedes-Benz SUV, sparking admiration from fans, followers, and people who praised the couple. And yes, this is really... See, I love love. When I see love, I love it. See, when you see person where they're intentional about you, they know they hide them. They know they hide, and they hide. Because tell me, why won't you give so with all the whole plenty kasala, everything where they don't talk, but still this couple, they still stand strong, and me, I support them. Because what is not to love about this? They are really, really amazing with the children and every. See, when you see love, you see, hold on, that's just the truth. Because a lot of people will say anything just to challenge that particular thing that you people share. But let me tell you the truth. Anytime when you say no, now this person where you want it, and definitely both of you love each other. I beg, anything where another person they talk, may not just enter your ear. Because even as much as we have a lot of divorce these days, we also have people that are really, couples that are really inspiring, that really show that they love themselves. And you could learn from those people, not the ones where they get divorced. You will say, oh, because say love is not real. I bet you they're lying to you. Let nobody tell you that kind of lie. Love is real. When you meet the right person, you do life with the right person, definitely you will enjoy goodness. All right, let's see this video, because see, why she no go dey shout? Because if who they go dad, who they go give this kind of gift now, no go dey shout. If not me, I go dey shout. That's why they say Precious, you too like ventis. I beg, Mona leave me. Because tell me why I no go like this kind of thing. See now, it's screaming what? Luxury. Oh my God, please. See, all the singles go breathe in Jesus' name, because this time around, everybody now they say, oh, it be like say, I'll go find my own love. Don't worry, you go come. Now small, make nobody pressure you. But why are they talk and be say, make you try drum in the good way? Because if you can't go enter love way, they give you bass, but instead of surprise package, you go they get another surprise when no be supposed when not supposed to be. You understand? So just calm down. Relax, your own go come. But it's actually beautiful than seeing that that Simi and her husband are actually making us the singles not to break. But me, I'm breathing. I don't know for others. All right, let's go over to the comment section. Our fans are actually very happy for Simi, and they're saying congratulations to the both of them. So let's take some comments and see what people have actually come out to say concerning this adorable couple. Yes, and Dr. Tokwe Dream said everyone has forgotten about Fido. Is well with you at Dr. Tokwe Dreams is well with you. And David said if J. Clo asks them to open, hey God, I beg you. See, one thing about some people is that they are not just so happy. See, if you get to this stage where you have everyone liking you, there's a problem, actually. Because tell me, someone that is really successful, not be everybody will like you. It's obvious. So definitely the haters will come. The ones that really love you will also show. The people who don't still love you, they go still show. But you know what? You guys move on. You guys move on. All these things now don't really count. All this plenty shout online, they don't even know you. Because as if you say you go don't shout the shots where you go shout now, they will come, they call you out. You are not important to them. All right, let's see. Prime said looking for okay, another person said beautiful, and Smart Link Prepare said congratulations to her. We are open for business. All right, and somebody said nobody way sabi is well with you. I don't know why you people are bringing all these kind of comments here for me and for where they buy from. Instead of you to say congratulations and be happy, when I don't they talk, they go plenty things. It's well with you people. Let's take more and more comments. A lot of people are really happy for Simi and they're saying congratulations to her. Let's take more comments, more and more comments. I actually love the fact that people that are really falling in love for the right reason, basically. Because when you talk about Simi and Adekunle's Gold Love, it's like they really dated for a while. They dated, spend time to know themselves before saying I do. But I'm not saying that people don't meet you don't meet someone for like 1 month and just get married to them. Yeah, but it doesn't really work for everybody. So if it's left for you to learn that person, it's good to learn the person before you even say I do. Make you not go they cry later. You understand? So it's how it is. And yes, Candy Mara said she's still 38. But she 38 before. I think she's just getting to 38. Maybe you are the one counting the numbers. All right. And Crystals L said, why is she acting gangster? Oh, God. All right. Exotic Carrot said, why would you people bring such statements on her page? Child abuser. Are you guys being serious right now? With all the whole things that has been said, you are still saying a lot of things. Really? It's well. And Heal the World said, if not me, Napti for don't discover Mongo back. Okay, and Ayiba Bara said, honest question. Do gifts like this lose value in the eyes of the receiver when both giver and receiver are wealthy to the point where the cost of the gift compared to their financial worth is like taking a grain of rice out of one derricker? Now let me tell you something. Gifts are really beautiful. So it doesn't matter whether you give them, whether you give someone you love a bag of rice or you give them bag of anything where you feel gift them, maybe nobody say they can afford it and stuff like that. See, I feel gifting is just from the heart. It depends on the people you gift, basically. For me, if I would say it's someone to gift you, that person means you are special. It really means that you are really a special person for the person to gift you. It doesn't matter what it is, even if it's a little thing, to show that they appreciate you. Well, as far as they don't gift you, you go even the day happy say, except you're not appreciative, you're ingrate, basically. If you do that, that means that person is not being appreciative. That they gift you something and you are like, oh, you're going to be the one that will select the gift that someone is gifting you. Like, where is that written? Do you get? I feel gift is just from the heart. What if the person doesn't gift you anything and not say, oh, words of encouragement? Yes, it happens. See, gifting is something special. I see it as something very special. Because for someone to even gift you, it means that that person really values you and really cherishes you. Because not be everybody go on gift you. People go to protect their own money. Even if you get plenty past them. It's just the truth. All right, let's take more comments. A lot of people are still talking about Simi's new car and they're talking about the couple. And yes, Comfit App Gallery said, congratulations to you. And Bethany, the designer, said, we suppose they flog nonchalant men every day. Abio, all the nonchalant men left the group chat. Because what is all this? When you see man with the intentional, you don't go they shout too much. You just do small things like, baby, take this one. You just do something, baby, take that kind of men where people need. Don't be the ones where you go do it. If you like do heaven and earth for them, nothing where you feel do where go feel make them happy. And they tell you truth. Men, when they talk about, see Davido, you see the guy, I'm telling you, even Choma said they enjoy. And they tell you truth, basically. No be every time where person go they see some men no just get conscience. No get conscience. Even some women too. They don't get conscience. They do anyhow. If you say, oh, you must do it. And that mindset, they bad. Because say you marry somebody, you now won't they get the mindset of, you want, as a woman, supposed to be under your husband. You understand? You calm down. But no, he buy you this one. You say, no, why you go buy you this type of, come on. Some ladies are like that. And I don't think that is really, really nice. Because if your husband actually has gone out of his way to get you a particular gift, even when he knows that it's not that much, but he gets you something, why don't you appreciate? Likewise, our men too. When your wife goes beyond their way to give to you, so just to make you happy, why not appreciate those gifts? Gifts basically has to be appreciated, not because they are giving you gifts because they must get you gifts. You don't be saying if you deserve them. I'm sorry, but I just have to say it. But funny enough, what I'm just trying to say is that the person gifting you has you in mind, and it shows that the person really values you. So for that person to have gifted you or given you anything, you have to accept that, even if it's a little thing. It's just to say, oh, I love you, I care for you, thank you. Don't be say because they give you something, you feel say the person will go buy the whole world, give you a spoon now. Come on. We will just reason this kind of thing. All right, let's take more comments. A lot of people are still talking about this. We have a lot of comments. And yes, Space said, if the love is not long lasting, I don't want to. Actually, that's just the thing. If this love no long, like, why would you even be in a relationship where they no love day? You go does they suffer. So that's why I always keep saying, please, be watchful before you say I do, because last, nobody is gonna come and save you. All right, and somebody else said, wise word said, no put mouth for husband and wife matter. Either na wife buy and by herself, tell husband, make him present them, or na just joint effort, or na part payment. God, I beg, no just compare yourself with anybody. Congratulations. Well, what the wise word is saying, no be lie. See, most of the things we see on social media, most of them are not just true. So, but the truth is that when we see love that has been lasting for a long time, talking about Simi and Adekunle Gold's love, it's something really beautiful to see, because they actually knew themselves before saying I do. So they gave themselves time to learn themselves. They definitely, both of them are making the ends meet, they're doing their thing and they're getting their money. They won't say, oh, it's because this one is more richer, because a lot of people will come out and say, oh, because Adekunle is richer than Simi, or Simi is richer than, you understand? But now they are just doing their thing, and basically because they have come from, the kind of homes they've come from, they have built them, over time. But basically, it is really beautiful seeing that actually they learned themselves before they said I do. Because a lot of people have really been into a relationship where they just want to dive into a relationship. They don't go even sit down, know this kind of person. Whether the person they slapped before, the person they beat you before. You understand? Whether you get previous babe where the guy they beat, or the previous man the girl they beat. Because yes, there are still some women that are very violent. They can play first. This is a joke. Ask Angel. You know what that they talk about. So what I'm trying to say is that love is beautiful, but you have to be very watchful, very careful to know the kind of partner you're choosing for yourself. Do you understand? Even if we have good, beautiful, commendable marriages that we have been seeing a lot of times, even if we have been seeing the ones that have been divorced recently. But trust me, people that really love you genuinely go there. Now the truth, because person will go love you, Steph. Your destiny helper no go stress you. That is now when people they don't, your destiny helper no go wait, it no go stress you. You go need that love. You go even and you ask yourself, I really love with this. You understand? Sometimes love they even question, and they tell you. All right, let's take more comments. We have a lot of people still talking about Adekunle and Simi's love, and they're talking about the car that Adekunle got his wife Simi to show how much he loves her. And yes, we have more comments. And Pinky Loves You said, Yoruba Angel. Oh, that's lovely. And Mr. Chris O1 said, future wife, get ready, because I'm learning right. I'll spoil you, silly. Oh, I like the sound of that, and Mr. Chris. If they come now, they say precious, you too dey vain. Who not gonna like this kind of thing? If only they here now. If only they here. She gonna see this kind of thing what they talk about. You see, men that want to spoil you silly, they are gonna be there. They're not going to stress you. They will spoil you silly. In fact, Mr. Chris, you're supposed to get one bottle of. All right, and Sauce Prince said Adekunle has a raw gold. Oh my God. Big fish is for a reason now. Big fish. And yes, he said, in his heart, and I am not even kidding, the type of gold that Aboki will see you walk with, and they won't let you rest till they feel it and know the value. Congratulations, Simi. Oh my God. See men. When you see man are better man. They know. They know they hide them. And Isos said, see love now. Who no go love? If they see him now, you go they smile for ya. But wake up, girl. Wake up, man, because now only for you go they see him. Go find your own love. But definitely, this is really beautiful seeing that Adekunle got his wife something beautiful to celebrate her birthday. And yes, we are all saying happy birthday to Simi. It's a beautiful thing. And their love is really, really basking and basking strong. It's lovely to see the both of them, still being together. For people where they pray, they made their break up. Holy Ghost fired. Now mix self go even fire that fire. All right, and that takes us to our next gist. We are talking about we're still talking about love, because this period, if you like our love, oh God. If you like our love, now they're gone. We don't say cry, say God, please show us mercy. It be like, I don't understand, because throughout this period, if not be wedding now, engagement, I say, wait till be this now. What is this? All right, yes. Former Big Brother Niger star Emmanuel Umoh has reportedly tied the knot following widespread. Yes, and this wedding actually happened on April 17, 2026. So his marriage has been circulating online. A lot of people have been seeing his pre-wedding posts, linked up a lot of things, and people are saying congratulations to Emmanuel. See, love is beautiful, oh, with the right person. Tell me, see Asma happy now. Tell me why you no go love. Because I don't know, and come to think of it, it be like all these Big Brother Naija people now they wear these days, because I don't understand what they go on again. All of them does they carry their, this one say oh marriage, this one say oh marriage, except for Angel wey go marry her fellow he, and I don't even know where they land themselves now, because right now as the case may be, the two of them don't separate. Almost 1 week when they don't wed, God I beg. But come to think of it, seeing this couple is really beautiful, and it's talking about our Big Brother people, because definitely they have been making waves recently. If it's not getting married, if it's not engagement, if it's not getting themselves new cars, getting themselves new houses, it's a lot of testimonies that have been happening. And I'm like, oh my God, this is really, really, when I say we will go find something, I don't understand. Before you count one, this one don't say, oh, I'm getting married. Bah. I say, hey, the wedding just they choke. It choke, and the single self, no gree they breathe this period. But definitely we are moving on. Don't worry. It's not just wedding. One day you go just pass. You go remember another person where they wed. All right. It's actually beautiful seeing Emmanuel and his lovely wife, doing the dance on their wedding. All right, let's take some comments and see what people have actually come out to say concerning Emmanuel and his lovely wife. Because yes, it's a congratulations to them. Because me, I love love. And definitely to all those waiting for their own spouse, praying for their own husband, praying for their own wives, definitely yours will come. And it's actually a beautiful thing seeing that Emmanuel is off the market. All right, and Tasha said signs go day, but wonders go come later. That's a lot. And Anna Johnny said, I am not sure he knows it's his wedding. How you don't start? Una don't start now. All right, and Cocolette said, was he forced, please? Standing like a bouncer. Congratulations. Not be everybody sabi dance. Why you they paint? Must he see everybody sabi dance? People should leave this man, let him have breathing space. Kilele. And Barbie Pink said, a wedding of particular concern. Like, do you snap on my beg? Very important. And yes, it's Vivian Perry said the groom is so nonchalant. As how now? Oh God. Some people, do you know? I wonder how people really sit down to think about things like this. When I go see person where they wed, man, they happy. It be like say you don't tie yourself to the even dance, or maybe make it stand small. But no, when I go snap down one, come they talk say, oh, be like say in hand done they done like this. Be like say something done they happen. Sometimes you people should just calm down, because now too they do. That's how Davido got married the last time. The wedding, I don't they shout say why you go pick this kind of suit? Why you go? Wetin concern you for person marriage? You gonna talk about suit when you wear? Because if no be amebo do now, tell me the reason why una go dey talk like this. Man wey just wed, you don tire, you don dey see your face saying they're happy. We say no, you say they launch challenge. They now you there for marry. It's well with you people. This is my comment section. Una just dey drop bad boost for person. They go dey do that person. But it's well. All right, let's take more comments. We have a lot of people talking about Emmanuel's wedding. And yes, somebody said signs go day, but wonders go come later. All right, we have more comments. A lot of people are still talking about Emmanuel's wedding that took place on the 17th of April. And trust me, it was really a good one. And Morani KG said, you dey form for your wedding. I'm so ashamed as if I was the bride. I don't understand. Why you people paint? Let the man pull his shoe, carry your head, put shoe for your head. Like, what is all this? Do you think that is everybody that has the drama? Yeah? Okay. And Eddie Young Spark said, is he the bouncer? No worry. You go ask that. Go ask that. In fact, go in there and go answer that kind of question. Like, I don't know why you whether or not they breathe from news or somewhere else. And then Faith Posh said they forced this one go marry. And who told you that he's not happy getting married? Okay, and Hipsy said, I am very sure he's standing for someone. He's definitely not the group. God, I beg you. You get what I'm going to see for you. I go just laugh. I say, wait till be this. Wait till come concern you. All I leave Emmanuel make you rest for now. Una too like problem for this comment section. Una too like wahala. And Praise said, I don't want to hear another angel until me. I bet more I leave Angel. Angel know the one way she they do now. And because I don't know what's up with the wedding, but trust me, it's a lot between Angel and Tumini. Because trust me, just 1 week when you just say you want to do your she. Now that time we know say the relationship goes scatter. It's well with you people. And yes, somebody said if you ignore the signs, you will see wonders. And this guy well so has never been okay right from Biggie house. Okay. And another person said the girl ignored the sign. Okay, we dey here. So you want to make a marriage crash? Maybe that's what you are praying for. Okay, I pity you. And Get Shaped said he is not aware of the marriage. Okay. And somebody said maybe Nashi proposed. How do you people even think? Like you people just sit down to start, bringing up stories that you people are not so sure of. Well, I'm still saying congratulations to Emmanuel. And all those people where they pray, say made their relationship scatter. I pity you. I pity you because you will not open your mouth. They talk plenty things. People are so. I don't know if congratulations is so far from you guys that you can't open your mouth to say, "Oh, congratulations, so Emmanuel." Oh, for me, you where they even pray for your own self. Sabi say congratulations, or you go they cause the person. They say, "Oh, you are not sure he's the husband. You are not sure." Come on now. We are sometimes we don't suppose they do this kind of thing just to catch cruise now. But they write plenty things. They go. Well, it's well with you people. All right, we'll take a short break, and when we come back, we still have more juicy topics to talk about. Please don't go anywhere. Stay with us.
Welcome to Golden Tulip, where every stay is a celebration of comfort and style. Discover beautifully designed rooms crafted for your relaxation and peace of mind. Savor delicious, expertly prepared meals at our exceptional restaurants. Relax and socialize at our elegant lounge bar. Refresh yourself at the vibrant pool bar and enjoy a soothing swim in our sparkling pool. Planning something special? Our spacious and sophisticated hall provides the perfect setting for weddings, conferences, and memorable events. Whether for business or leisure, we deliver excellence with unmatched hospitality. Comfort, class, premium experience. Book today and elevate your hospitality experience. Airport Golden Tulip. Stay golden. Live golden.
happens in the hush behind hangar doors? Who signs the papers that gamble with lives? Which truths were grounded before they even ever had wings? If you've ever buckled a seatbelt at 30,000 feet, if you've ever stared out of that tiny window and wondered who's really in control of the skies, it isn't just flight, it's power, it's politics, it's pressure sealed in steel. We're peeling back the clouds from runway risks to sky-high secrets. We're diving deep where most dare not to look. Aviation Scope, every Sunday at 7 p.m. only on Voice of the People TV. We don't just report, we reveal. We don't just ask, we uncover. Because when it comes to the skies, ignorance is turbulence. Aviation Scope, the sky isn't the limit, it's just the beginning.
And yes, welcome back to the show Spotlight. And I'm sure you've not still forgotten that I'm your special baby girl, Precious Akumana, aka Call Me Prezi. And yes, we've been talking about a lot of things, a lot of people that has been getting married, peppering, doing a lot of things, and giving us the singles heartbreak. But it's actually beautiful seeing that a lot of people are really getting engaged. A lot of beautiful things to hear about them. And yes, our next story we're talking about, a woman has actually come out to say a lot of things, claiming that she is Gege's sister, and she has actually come to say a lot of things concerning our popular TikToker Gege. And she said that, that Gege hasn't been helping her, he hasn't been support, he has not been assisting her and other family members. So in a series of online statements circulating on social media, she accused the content creator of neglecting family responsibilities despite his growing popularity on TikTok, so sparking widespread reactions from users across various platforms. So in response to the allegation, Gege has actually come out and dismissed the claim, stating that he does not support, that he does support his family and has been handling certain responsibilities behind the scene. So the decision has since turned into a heated online debate, and a lot of people have been commenting and saying things concerning this. And yes, let's listen to what she has actually come out to say.
A win for one is a win for all. Like, once one family member don't they get her clear, it all better for the rest people be that. That's why I be think. I don't know, say life does change. I don't know. I be sister to one influencer, TikTok influencer. Only you go come online, preach, give people, say, make girls know they ask their boyfriend for money, like anything when you need, when you know so you know if you provide that for yourself, ask your papa or your family members. So as my family member now, I can't ask you, say, person you call ask you for something, you call they tell me say you not get boyfriend. Now wait till they preach be that you not get boyfriend, or you call they tell person say I not owe you anything, I not owe anybody anything. The way your papa say die leave you, now so he die leave me too. Now me and you not get papa and mama, so I not owe you anything. I not come here to just come. Maybe I won't cause spoil name because they like and wait for. See one thing about people, they are very corny people. People go think say before they feel they do for community like this, before they feel they do for others like this. Now be say your family go they enjoy you. Now so people go they think. I remember last year December when I go the house opening, when they open the house, I come meet my childhood friend for there. My childhood friend, my childhood friends, yeah, just be like a family friend to us. So because they introduce me, they give one of your friends, say, this one is so person's sister, or so person's junior sister. Now the friend look me, tell me say, you are lucky, oh, but you may not know. Now wait till the person tell me. I got the wonder say, show, wait till God be the lucky why I lucky. I know they even they see the luck. I know they see her. People go they think say family they enjoy. Now so everybody go they think, but nothing. Prefer waiting community. Say the part where they pay me now that community where we lost our mama 2024. That community, those community women, now I talk say use our mama to do ritual, use our mama to do ritual. Same people, you carry 4 million naira, you share for them. I'm not they close from since when this video go viral, so many of my family members they don't call me say make I drop the video. If not, he go call. He say he won't call arrest me, so make I drop the video. Say I dey tarnish the image.
So if truly this is Gege's sister, seriously, I don't support the fact that you have money and you don't want to help your siblings or your family. It's crazy. A lot of people do that, basically. Yeah, we've had series of stories that a lot of people have money. They will have money to take care of their family, but they choose not to. So I won't be in support of where you will have something to do for your family and you feel that it is you feel so reluctant, and meanwhile other people's own problem is what really what you're really so concerned. I'm not saying you shouldn't be so concerned about other people's problem if you want to give other people money or you want to do anything for them. Nobody is saying that you shouldn't do, but it's also good that you remember your family, because yes, family is everything. No matter what you want of them, you cannot say, oh, do you share the same blood, everything. Family is what? Everything. So even if you're going to be doing for outside, people will say, you start from your house first before you even start thinking outside. No, that's the truth. You start from your own house, your family first. Go first know you as the good person before you carry and go outside. So she herself now don't come talk plenty things. I'm saying this basically, if truly she is Gege's sister, yes, you're supposed to start from your house. They take care of your family first before even they think of, hey, this one no can get, oh, Chukwu come do this one, this one. It's very important. A lot of people make money and, because they've worked so hard for their money and, they make money and also forget their family. But come to think of it, there are also families that are not good to remember. I'm telling you the truth. Because a lot of families are so, how will I put it? They have had a lot because if you've seen the movie Monica, that's just an example of what I'm trying to say. Because a lot of children have put so much in family. They have invested so much in family. But even while they're making that money, the family still don't appreciate the fact that that person is putting so much money, putting so much effort to make every one of them. They don't value them. It's true. It happens. So if it's that aspect that Gege is coming from, definitely will understand. But if he has never, taken care of his family or stuff like that, then you're supposed to ask question now. It's not something that is supposed to be. All right, you see, a lot of fans and a lot of Gege's fans have actually come out to say things concerning this. Well, people are still saying that they are not in support of what Gege is doing. And a lot of people are still saying, oh, that they should really check more, that I think that this girl is lying or something like that. So yes, let's go back to the comment section and see what our comment section people have for us. And yes, somebody said, so this guy, they give out cash for free to the public, good deed, but direct family no receive kobo. Or he don't they give, but he know they give enough. Make we hear from your own side before we make judgments. Believe what you see online at your own risk. Actually, I said that too, because it's very important that you see, because Gege has said, oh, that he gives, he does this, he does, but there has to be evidence. That means this lady is a sister. Except if the talk say this person will be a sister. Yes, it's a lot. And yes, somebody said this might offend you, but it needs to be said. Hard work is not enough. That's why some people keep grinding for years and still don't move forward, because effort alone doesn't create results. Direction does. If you're working hard but still stuck in it's your own fault. It's your own effort. It's what you are aiming at. And I've seen a lot of people that Even the people that have money put so much effort to make them better, but they still choose not to be better. They still choose to be there. You can help somebody and try to help the person elevate and try to make the person make something out of life. But that person will choose not to be better. It will still be there. So it's a lot. This kind of story comes in so many dimensions. Yes, because you will not know the one to believe. He might be giving the sister and be helping the family, but the family will choose not to invest, choose not to do better things. They will still want to stay there and expect that, that this person might, he'll be giving us more. No, it's a lot of things. People don't even think of how the person that even gives out this money feels. Do you understand? It's a lot. Let's take more comments. A lot of people are really talking about this, and let's take more and more comments and see what people are saying. And yes, somebody said, if God bless me, I no go even reason any of my siblings self. Okay. It's where you have a reason for that. Family people too wicked. Them ready bring you down. Now who no go know. All right, and official Don verse said, go and walk. I hate entitlement. Actually, that's the entitlement. That's what I'm just talking about. And yes, Zakio said, get yourself a job. And Bab Gosh said, get yourself funny. Okay. And Augusta Chibugo said, I don't know how some of you are raised, but my parents raised us in love, which means if it better for A, it done better for all of us. From what this lady is saying, it's so obvious there is no love at home. It's not about there is no love at home. There can be love at home. But the truth is, how do they invest their money? Because you feel carry person, push them, they force and make it enter inside river. May go drink water. Yes, but you not go drink. You can force. I'm telling you the truth. Yes. Because tell me how you will want to invest in somebody's life. Oh, okay, I want you to do this. You will be better in this. But no, you will choose like, some people that are basically lazy, that's the people that do this kind of thing. Because you can just help them. You will continue giving them that money. You will keep giving them that money, but they don't want to better their lives. So it's a lot of things. JK might be trying on his own end. But how much effort is the lady putting? She should just go get a job. Like people have said, he should get a job. I think that's the best. Because waiting for somebody when somebody is giving you money, they're on your own. Not they look on another person's thing. Yes. No, even as much as he's your family or anything, but he own your own money. He does whatever he wants to do with it. Nobody you go tell him the control on how you go to take care of his money and do the money the way you want to do it. It's the truth. Let's take one more and two more comments from this comment section before we close the curtain. And yes, somebody said, sit down, make your brother go work hard, make you come they enjoy. You understand? My God. And Ebuka Anyanwu said, you deserve to be arrested. He owes your ass nothing until you suffer to make your first 100 million cash. You won't understand what your brother passed through. If you want to understand what I'm saying, just go and hustle for 1 million first. It's extremely annoying to tell a man how to use his money. If he wants to go to the stream and throw it inside, I'm serious. This is just it. Because you can't just tell somebody how to control his own money, the money he's making. You're telling him how to control it to be giving you the family. No, it's understandable that he has to give, but you shouldn't be entitled to it. It's an entitlement thing. Don't just stay entitled to it. It's the truth. Go and work for yourself. Work for your money. If you want to be receiving the same money he is, find something to do. Make better use of your life. You can't sit down one place and be expecting my brother. You expect him to be giving you money every day. That means he's working and you will be sitting down to be enjoying the money. Work for yourself. It is very important. So don't come out to say a lot of things. Definitely, a lot of people have torn their families apart because they want to help family. You now feel that as family, you're not entitled to somebody else's money. It's a lot. It's really, really a lot. I feel that people should start having this mindset that, see, even if you have siblings, their money than their money, your own than your own. Work for your own money and put your own in your pocket. If you choose to give, it's left on you to give if you want to. You don't come to say, that because your brother is making enough money more than you want to collect his own, and because of that you not feel entitled to it because it's your brother. A lot of people, I've seen a lot of people doing this kind of thing. It's not right. All right, and yes, this is where we draw the curtain. Thank you so much for staying with us on the Spotlight Shoot. Remember, if you're going viral or going global, please stay true to your stories, and don't forget to follow us on all our social media handle at VOPTV Live and subscribe to our channels for more exciting episodes and updates. Until next time, I am Precious Agumanu, aka Call Me Prezi. This has been Spotlight. See you next time. Bye for now.
we encourage you to click on the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are Voice of the People TV. Also follow us on all our social media platforms. We are at VOPTV Live. Visit our website www.vop.ng for fresh and trending news. Also watch us live on SLTV channel 264. VOPTV, Voice of the People Television.
Welcome to the Locker Room, the home of football talk that matters. I am Jerry Apelon. Join us every weekday, Monday to Friday at 5 p.m. Nigerian time, as we share the hot takes and hot debates in the exciting world of football. And joining me are the usual suspects, Ikechukwu and Mayowa, as we break down all the hot takes and everything that's happening in the football. Don't just watch football, live it with us. Catch us on the Locker Room and Voice of the People Television at 5 p.m. Nigerian time. And like I always say, if not continuing to talk, please discuss.
And it's Hakim Ziyech who puts the
This is Health Check, your weekly guide to better living, smarter choices, and trusted answers. From everyday wellness to urgent health issues, we've got you covered. Health Check, only on Voice of the People Television, where your health has a voice.
To know the happenings in the maritime sector, join us on the program Maritime Frontiers on VOP TV as we discuss key areas in the maritime sector, from aquaculture, maritime transportation, maritime labor regulation, oil and gas exploration, ferry and passenger insurance, marine pollution and prevention, port operations, and lots more. Maritime Frontiers, exploring Nigeria's blue economy.
The Argungu Fishing Festival, or Argungu Dance Festival, is an annual 4-day festival in Kebbi State and other northern states like Niger and the northwestern part of northern Nigeria. The region is made up of fertile river areas of Matamfada, Mala, with much irrigation and orchards, Lambu in Hausa. The majority of the inhabitants are fishermen. They also have Kanta Museum. The museum is the main historical center in Argungu for visitors across the globe. People from around the world travel to Argungu just to witness the occasion. The main purpose of the Argungu Fishing Festival is for fishing and unity. The festival is usually a 4-day cultural event. The festival began in the year 1934 as a mark of the end of the century-old hostility between the Sokoto Caliphate and the Kebbi Kingdom. This festival has brought huge progress to the development of the state as a whole. It is usually called a fishing frenzy festival. The festival is celebrated to mark the beginning of the fishing season in Argungu, a riverside town in Kebbi State. It's celebrated between February and March every year. In 2005, the winning fish weighed 75 kilograms and needed 4 men to hoist it onto the scales. In 2006, the festival banned fishing due to safety concerns relating to the low water levels. The importance of the festival to the economy has led the government to conserve fish stock by prohibiting the use of gill nets and cast nets. The Zairo Polder project, an irrigation scheme in the Rima River floodplain to the south of Argungu, has been criticized because the reservoir threatens to flood the traditional site of the festival. Activities include craft showcases, canoe races, agricultural showcase, cultural activities, wrestling matches, musical performances, a grand fishing contest and swimming contest. On the final day of the festival, the competition is held in which thousands of men line up along the river, and at the sound of a gunshot, all of them jump into the river and have an hour to catch the largest fish. The winner can take home as much as $7,500. Competitors are only allowed to use traditional fishing tools, and many prefer to catch fish entirely by hand. A practice also popular elsewhere and known as noodling, and this is to demonstrate their prowess.
VOP TV. Now you have more than a voice.
Join us as we drive into the world of politics through insightful interviews with prominent political figures, both serving and former governors, ministers, senators, legislators, party chieftains, activists, and analysts. Get first-hand information into the decision-making processes that affect our daily lives. Highly engaging one-hour program that brings political discourse into focus.
I am Chukwuma Okoro.
Political Lens, Monday through Friday, 6 to 7 p.m. Join us. The red carpets, awards, the razzmatazz, music, fashion, interviews, and more. Spotlight on Voice of the People Television. Let's feed you with all the juicy stories in the global entertainment space, bringing you the glitz and glamour as it is hot. Stay tuned to Spotlight, 1 p.m. Monday to Friday. Spotlight on VOP TV. Entertainment like never before.
Hey guys, what's up? How you all doing? They call me Lovisha Nelson One, your number one celebrity host, and you are watching Voice of the People Television, VOP. Stay tuned.
Uyi Osarate is my name. I am a friend of the microphone, Voice of the People TV. That name is unique, and the brand is very sweet. I like the packaging. Picture qualities, camera qualities, and then of course, the quality of human beings that I see sometimes on your channel. I talk and get paid, and I look forward to being in your studios.
Oh yes, you are on to Voice of the People TV, live here in Benin City, the cradle of Black civilization. What are you waiting for? Tune in, bro.
VOP TV. Now, you have more than a voice.
The future. Voice of the People Television. Now you have more than a voice.
views on the street.
And welcome to the African News on Voice of the People TV. I am Chioma Innocent. Before we begin the news, kindly visit our website. It's www.vop.ng for fresh and trending news. And for WhatsApp, the number is 0904 473 2605. Now the news in detail. Pope Leo said today during an event in Angola that many people in the world were being exploited by authoritarians and defrauded by the rich. The remarks were the latest example of a forceful new speaking style he has adopted on his four-nation Africa tour. The first U.S. Pope who has drawn criticism from President Donald Trump for his outspoken comment told worshippers at a mass in São Remo, near the Democratic Republic of Congo border, that violence and oppression went against the Christian message. Meanwhile, Pope Leo has urged Angolans to overcome divisions after decades of war, speaking at a mass in a field outside Luanda and later at a prayer service at the former hub of the transatlantic slave trade. The two events on Sunday drew about 130,000 people combined. The first U.S.-born Pope, who has spoken out on war and inequality and drawn criticism from President Donald Trump, celebrated Mass in Kilamba, a large housing development. He then traveled by helicopter to the Catholic shrine in Muxima. During the Mass, he described Angola as a beautiful yet wounded country, citing its 27-year civil conflict from 1975 to 2002. He urged Angolans to build together a country where all divisions are overcome once and for all, where hatred and violence disappear. At the shrine, about 130 kilometers southeast of the capital on the edge of the Kwanza River, crowds danced and sang in hot, humid weather as the Pope was driven through the crowd in a white golf cart. Still on African news, Egypt is working closely with Pakistan on a framework aimed at securing a lasting peace between the United States and Iran, according to Foreign Minister Badri Abdelati. He said Egypt, Turkey, Pakistan, and Saudi Arabia are coordinating a broader regional effort focused on preventing renewed escalation and laying the groundwork for a post-war security arrangement. Abdelati stressed the importance of protecting Gulf states and stabilizing energy markets, supply chains, and food security. Now, representatives of the Democratic Republic of Congo government and the rebel coalition Alliance Fleuve Congo made progress on a protocol covering humanitarian access and judicial protection, ceasefire oversight, and the release of prisoners, according to the U.S. State Department. During a meeting in Switzerland, the parties agreed to refrain from attacking civilians and to facilitate the passage of humanitarian personnel and humanitarian convoys. The State Department disclosed this in a joint statement with the DRC government and the rebel coalition. Meanwhile, Republic of Congo Prime Minister Anatole Colinet Makosso presented his resignation and that of his cabinet to the president, paving the way for the formation of a new government, according to the president's office. The move came days after President Denis Sassou Nguesso was sworn in for a fifth term following his re-election in the March 15 polls. Pending the formation of a new government team, the outgoing ministers will ensure the management of current affairs, according to the statement. Makosso, who was appointed in 2021, expressed gratitude to the head of state for the trust placed in him during his tenure and said he remains at the disposal of the president. During his swearing-in ceremony last week, Nguesso promised to contribute to resolution of conflicts that undermine the African continent. In another development, the first migrants deported from the United States under a recent bilateral agreement arrived in the Democratic Republic of Congo at the weekend, according to one of the migrants, a lawyer in contact with the group and 2 airport sources. The plane carrying the deportees from Colombia, Peru, and Ecuador landed in Kinshasa at around 1 a.m. local time, according to flight tracking data. Some sources said there were 16 migrants, 9 men and 7 women. An airport source put the number of arrivals at 15. In a very unfortunate development, at least 17 bodies believed to be those of migrants have been recovered in recent days from the shore near a coastal town west of Tripoli, according to Tripoli-based medics. The Emergency Medicine and Support Center, which operates under the Health Ministry, said the bodies were recovered from the shores of Zuwara, about 117 kilometers west of Tripoli. The center said 14 bodies have been buried according to protocols. One body of a Bangladeshi national was identified and received by his family in Tripoli. No further details were provided on the remaining 2 bodies. Images posted on the center's verified Facebook page showed medics placing bodies in white plastic bags before loading them in 2 ambulances. Libya has become a transit route for migrants fleeing conflict and poverty to Europe via dangerous routes across the desert and over the Mediterranean since the toppling of Muammar Gaddafi in a NATO-backed uprising in 2011. Tunisian comedian and actor Lutfi Abdelli has said a court in Tunisia sentenced him in absentia to 18 months in prison over a play he performed years ago. He described the ruling as politically motivated and aimed at stifling critical voices. Tunisian media reported that Abdelli had been charged with insulting state officials and offending public morals. In recent months, he had criticized his satirical criticism of President Kais Saied over his handling of the situation in Tunisia. Rights groups say the government has cracked down on dissent since Saied began ruling by decree in 2021. Elsewhere, the Secretary to South African Parliament, Lolile George, said the legislature's newly established Committee on the Presidency will strengthen executive transparency and accountability, as well as Parliament's oversight role. Speaking at the Inter-Parliamentary Union meeting in Turkey over the weekend, George said the President and Deputy President will be expected to appear before the committee at least once a year. The presidency will have 15 days to respond to matters raised by the committee. The African National Congress resisted creating the committee for a decade despite pressure from opposing parties and a recommendation from the Zondo Commission of Inquiry. The move was approved last year after the ANC lost its parliamentary majority following benchmarking exercises and a study tour during the previous administration. George told the IPU the committee is one of several tools available to MPs to hold the executive accountable, including motions of no confidence in the president and cabinet and impeachment. You're still watching the African News on Voice of the People television. We have right here with us in the studio for the news analysis segment, public affairs analyst, Mr. Darlington Agomo, a lawyer. You're welcome, Mr. Agomo. Thank you for joining us today.
My pleasure.
All right, good to have you here. Let's begin with Pope Leo and, of course, his African continental tour, even though he's only visiting 4 countries, which some have said does not really represent all of Africa. While speaking during the tour, he talked about how some people in the world were being exploited by authoritarians and defrauded by the rich. Now, some say he has adopted a new style of speaking, which is being deemed as forceful now that he's visiting Africa. And of course, you know that he's been at loggerheads with Donald Trump, even though he says whatever response is given is not exactly directed to the US president, but he's just speaking generally. Like, I want to hear your thoughts on the Pope's 4-country African tour.
You see, men at that height, especially men of God at that height, should be wary of the statement they make, especially in a volatile world like this. The Pope cannot be talking about political issues without being circumspect because of the conflagration, because of the implication it will bring. Like when he was trying to admonish Donald Trump now reminded him that, look, if not for me, you will not be Pope. Donald Trump told him that if not for me, you will not be Pope. So I would have advised him to talk of spiritual issues and all that, and leave politicians and their politics, because what you see may not be what is happening. I don't see why the Pope should be talking about Iran. You know, when Iran was trying to build the nuclear bomb to bomb everybody, why didn't the Pope caution him until Donald Trump said no? So he should leave certain things alone and do those ones that are his calling. Now, what he said about people being, is it new? Is it new? It was his country, America, that was at the head of it in slave trade. I expect him to be talking of reparation. The Pope should tell his country to do reparation for those slave trade they carried away from Africa. That is what will gladden my heart. Okay, he said it, and so what effect? He just said it, that people have been exploited. So what is the remedy? When you know that people have been exploited, then recommend a solution for that infraction. Then I will know that, yes, you are doing the real work of God. It's not enough to tell us your country, America, is the worst culprit in this thing. So start from there.
All right, let's talk about migration and the people who seem to follow routes that do not guarantee that they will arrive at their destination. This, of course, is not the first time we're hearing about migrant deaths off the coasts of certain countries when they're trying to reach Europe. At least 17 migrant bodies were recovered off the coast of Libya. And also in this report, we also see where it's been talked about the NATO-backed uprising in 2011 that ousted the Muammar Gaddafi regime in Libya. And what has been happening since then, Libya has been a hub for people who are passing through to try to get to Europe. Is this something that you will expect other world leaders to come together and ensure that this doesn't keep happening? Because even as we speak, there are probably people who are preparing to travel through the Sahara Desert, get to Libya, and try to make their way to Europe from there. A journey that is not guaranteed.
Self-survival is the first law of nature. No matter who you are, no matter where you are, whenever your economic well-being is threatened, you must look for a greener pasture. Is that not what is driving them to Europe? And so it's not a question of calling world leaders. They cannot solve the problem except their home front is good. Most of the people do not do risky journey. Are they not youth, African youths, who are looking for succor because their government has failed them? So world leaders cannot do much in this case. They cannot. Seriously, because where the migrants are coming from is not okay. It's not good for them. That's why they are moving towards a greener pasture. So if they want them to stop, the best thing is to provide succor at home. That's just the only solution. Did you see Japanese? Did you see Australians? Did you see Americans? Traveling through dangerous routes to escape hardship at home? Did you? So world leaders may not be interested as long as their people are not involved. Rather, talk of African leaders. African leaders, because the people we are talking about, they are Africans. That's just the truth.
Very, very unfortunate. But moving on in the conversation, I want us to actually talk about other issues, which is the migrants that are being brought to DR Congo. You recall we talked about it, I think it was last week or 2 weeks ago. People who are being deported from other countries and then they are being accepted by African countries. DR Congo is the first. Ghana, I think Kenya and others are also expected to follow suit. So these are migrants being deported from the US under the recent bilateral agreement, and they've arrived in DRC at the weekend. There are people from Colombia, from Peru, from Ecuador. Why not send these people to their own countries? Is it cheaper to dump them in an African country where they have no affiliations, where they have no cultural identity, where they have no family? Is this not subjecting people to more stress and torture? What would it have actually taken to return these people to Colombia, to Peru, to Ecuador, to whatever countries? At least, even if they feel that their country is not okay, they have an identity there, they have family, they can, have where to go. Doesn't this mean that the DR Congo government will be saddled with the responsibility of taking care of these people until the US decides what they want to do with them? Or is this the last stage for them? Or do they not have to make their own way back home if that is what they want?
This is an insult on its own. I mean, gross insult to African continent. Because if we had a leader in Africa who can stand for Africa, if you have somebody who can defend Africa, I mean, this type of nonsense can never happen. He will rise up and say, no, you can't bring your ex-convicts here. Africa should not be your dumping ground. But who will speak for us? Nobody. Nobody in Africa can challenge Donald Trump. Nobody. That's just the simple truth. And so the monetary gain that comes with this thing is, in fact, that's the only driving force. These African leaders are interested in the financial gains that Donald Trump will offer to dump ex-convicts here. But they are not looking at the far-reaching implication. It's just like when they were selling our youth to the white man as slaves. They didn't know that they are selling away their tomorrow. They didn't know that they are selling away their resources. Those young men and women that they sold into slavery should have been the first 11 of Africa. But they sold them away without thinking of the implication. Today now, they are the ones building America, building Europe. You see, that is what happens when you don't think before you do things. These ex-convicts they are bringing here now, of course.
Why do you keep calling them ex-convicts? They were migrants, they were arrested probably for not having the best papers. They were arrested on immigration clampdown. They were, huddled together in certain different places. Some of them were chained. They were forcefully put on the planes. And now they have landed in a country that they know nobody. There's probably people who don't even look like them in that country. So why do you keep calling them ex-convicts?
Because some of them were ex-convicts. It's on record. Some of them were ex-convicts.
If some of them were ex-convicts, does it make all of them ex-convicts?
If all of
when
them
you keep saying ex-convicts, it's like, all of those people, they have been convicted of some crime in the US, and so they are here as a punishment.
No, you see, what Donald Trump is doing is not even good. Under international law and humanitarian law, it is wrong. But who will challenge him? That's the issue here.
Okay.
What Donald Trump is doing is not. You are relocating people. You are dislocating people. You want to tell me that you don't know where these people come from. You want to tell me that you don't know how to take them to their country. So these are issues that the international community are not looking at, because Donald Trump is not claiming to be God on earth. And I won't blame the man.
Last week, you and I were on this same African news when you referred to him as the Christian God.
Yes, because of what he's doing for the Christians, yes. Because nobody in the Christians...
And today you find it a problem that he is behaving like a god. It's people like you who put him on a pedestal, don't you think?
No, please. Human beings, every human being has ambivalent character. That is how human beings are created.
Aren't those sentiments contradictory, though?
No, it's not. No,
Did your mind change between last week and this
No,
week?
please. Nobody is completely bad and nobody completely good. That is even God. People can challenge him today and say, God, why did you do this? That is how to do. I'm not fixated about somebody. That he is fighting for Christians, is that a wrong notion? No, it's not. But this one, now that he's dumping everybody in Africa, the people they rejected, is it proper? The answer is no. You can see now. So, but because nobody can checkmate him in some of the SSC, that's why he's doing it. Is there any other reason? That's just the truth. So, what he's doing is good and is bad. That is human being for you. Nobody is completely good and nobody is completely bad. choose the good aspect and appreciate it, and then condemn the bad aspect. Like these people that he's doing all this, they can sue him for dislocating them. But I don't think they have the balls to do that. Not even
It's
their
not
own
just about the ball. Where will the jurisdiction now lie? Will it be with the courts in the U.S. in their home country, or the one where they?
Of course, in the U.S., yes.
There are other countries as well that will soon be receiving these deportees. Some would say, thankfully, Nigeria is not one of them. But these African countries, these that they do not know better. The last time we spoke, you said, "Oh, it's because they've probably been paid, and that's the reason why they are accepting this." Now, if you are accepting these deportees, these migrants, without a proper plan to care for them, will they not turn to crime and criminality? Are these communities, these countries that are accepting them, would you say they really thought about this in all ways and encourage themselves that this is a positive thing for them to do?
Up to today, nobody have told us the arrangement Donald Trump had with these countries, except that we are hearing that they are bringing people into their country, people who are not from their country. That's the last we have. That's what we know. But the other discussion behind closed doors, nobody have told us. Because I know that of Rwanda. UK had to bring migrants, asylum seekers to Rwanda, including Nigerians. They dumped them in Rwanda, and they are paying the Rwandan government to be paying these people. And so they are getting something in return. That was why they accepted them. In this other case now, we don't know what transpired. But whatever transpired, you have no right to dislocate people from their ancestral home, other whatever guys. Yes, if those guys know what they are doing or their home country, they should sue Donald Trump. They should sue him. Because it is wrong for you to, on your own, willy-nilly, you don't dislocate people. It is not acceptable in law. It is not. And that's a fact. But because these people now, maybe because of their level of understanding and the economic power, they have resigned to fate. That's just the truth.
All right, let's go to South Africa, where the parliament has created a presidency committee. According to them, they claim that this is to boost oversight, right? So there's been a creation of a committee on an establishment of a committee on the presidency. They claim this is to strengthen the executive transparency and accountability, as well as parliament oversight role. So checks and balances, they have taken it a little further, right? So we have the different arms of government, and now the legislature is saying they want to have a committee that actually looks into the affairs of the executive to ensure the executive is working towards the good of the people. Would you say this is a good development?
No, that means this legislature, they have completely lost it.
But the arms of government are supposed to checkmate each other. So how did they lose it? Or is it the creation of the establishment of the committee itself that is the problem?
I am coming. Who alleges must prove. The legislature is there to checkmate the executive, especially through appropriation. The executive cannot spend 1 naira of our money without appropriation from the legislature. But is that the case? The answer is capital no. This executive spend money recklessly, and the legislature don't even ask questions. So this committee they are setting up now, I doubt it too. They are just wasting time. Seriously. They are wasting time. If the real legislatures, with all the power they have, could not do it, is it a small committee that will now checkmate the executive? You know it's not possible now. They just set up that committee for the boys, so that they will say that something is happening. Nothing is going on, no, and nothing will ever happen as long as it's an APC government. The people, they come.
We're talking about South Africa. What's South Africa's business with an APC government?
What is the difference here? No, hold on. What is the difference?
Let's not confuse South African politics with Nigerian politics. I want you to take a listen, right? So the South African Parliament Secretary actually attended an interparliamentary union, that's an IPU meeting in Turkey over the weekend, and said the president and the deputy president will have to appear before the committee that is at least once a year When the committee raises issue, the presidency will have 15 days to respond to these matters. You say that the legislature, they don't have much to do, and that's why they're doing this. But isn't them actually doing the work that the people elected them to do? One of which is to checkmate, check and balance the executive, right? If the executive wants to do the same, I mean, if the judiciary wants to do the same, but there should be means of checks and balance. Doesn't this tell you that they have a healthy democracy where something like this can thrive? There are some African nations, some will say that this cannot happen, where the legislature, can you imagine in some countries where the legislature, where the National Assembly, the House of Reps, the Senate will sit down and say they want to create a committee to probe the presidency of a current president? Can it happen in your country?
Please. What they are trying to do there is like duplication of duty. And there's a committee now, resources will go into it. The legislature is to checkmate the executive, let them do their job. All this committee, whatever, I don't buy it. Except the people in that executive, in that committee, are members of the opposition. And I know it can never happen. The ruling party will not allow that. So it's their own people. That was why I used the reference of our country here. When you say, can it happen here? I'm using it can never happen. It can't. Even elsewhere, it cannot happen because that the legislature that set up those committees, what are they not be doing? So those committees will now report back to the executive, Abi. But meanwhile, they have the committees in the house that do oversight function. So during their oversight function, we then bypass those committees to go and do their oversight function. Just look at it now. It's duplication of duty. Duplication of duty. It doesn't add up. It doesn't, seriously, it doesn't.
Okay, the only issue you have with this is that, their duties are being duplicated.
Of course.
And it seems like a waste of time.
Of course.
Since it's already a function that comes with the office that they occupy.
Of course.
But do you like the idea of a president appearing before the National Assembly to explain himself on why he took certain decisions and being given 15 days to do that? Do you like the idea of the president and the vice president appearing before the Senate at least once a year to explain himself to elected representatives?
That is the normal thing. But I can't imagine a president appearing before a committee set up by the legislature. I can't imagine. No, seriously, I can't imagine. It's not possible. Which law provides for that? A committee. No, the legislature can summon the president on an issue, but not a committee. It can never happen. It can't. The president coming before you as a committee. Under what law? No, it's not possible. It can't be.
All right, then. I want to thank you for joining us on the African News this afternoon. I do appreciate your presence, your perspective, and your analysis.
My pleasure.
All right, enjoy the rest of your day. You are still watching the African News and Voice of the People television. When we return, South African scientists launch app to warn of Johannesburg air pollution. This and more stars coming your way right after this break. Join us again.
We go to bed empty hunger.
To the blaring horns of a hustling city, the loudest voices of the common man got a medium to be heard.
This particular administration, they were coming unprepared.
It's not a bad thing to renovate the president's lawn.
Through top-notch programming, unbiased reportage of news, sports, business, entertainment, and cultural documentaries, Voice of the People 90.3 FM became a symbol for 21st century media. And now, a new baby is born. Voice of the People Television, VOP TV. Youthful, full of vigor and penchant for excellence in the continent's media space, exposing the wrongs, applauding the rights, dissecting the news without fear or favor, through factual and accurate stories and contents.
Corruption kills three things that makes a society.
Representing the interests of the people and giving them a voice. Voice of the People TV is here to stay towards building a fair society. VOP TV, Voice of the People Television, truly a voice for the people.
We encourage you to click on the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are Voice of the People TV. Also follow us on all our social media platforms. We are at VOP TV Live. Visit our website
Welcome back to the African News on VOP TV. Now, scientists at the University of Witwatersrand have designed South Africa's first app to warn residents of pollution levels as Johannesburg faces a spike in coal emissions in recent weeks that has caused breathing problems and other health issues. Africa's wealthiest city lies near the country's coal mines, and the rotten egg smell of sulfur has often been present in the air. Environment Minister Willie Ocamp attributed the stink afflicting Johannesburg to hydrogen sulfide emissions from mining and industrial operations as far as 400 kilometers eastwards. In another development, U.S. companies are showing interest in the Democratic Republic of Congo mining assets, including the rebel-held Rubeya area, according to a State Department official. Investment in that area will have to align with Washington-led peace efforts, according to the official. Earlier this year, Congo sent Washington a short list of strategic assets for U.S. investors to consider as part of a minerals partnership. The list included manganese, copper, cobalt, gold, and lithium projects. The U.S. hopes to convert peace and investment deals with Congo into influence over the country's critical minerals supply chain through the minerals partnership. The U.S. has stepped up efforts to secure critical mineral supplies globally for a strategic metal stockpile as it seeks to reduce reliance on China and counter China's dominance in Africa. Up next is business news. South Africa's random government bonds started the week lower ahead of domestic inflation data after reports that the Strait of Hormuz had again been closed sent oil prices higher and weighed on appetite for risk assets. At 6:39 a.m. GMT, the rand traded at 16.4050 against the dollar, 0.6% weaker than its previous close. Oil prices jumped more than 5% on Monday on fears that the ceasefire between the United States and Iran could collapse after the U.S. seized an Iranian cargo ship. Traffic through the Strait of Hormuz stayed largely halted. Statistics South Africa will release March inflation data on Wednesday. Analysts expect it to inch up to 3.1% year-on-year from 3.0% in February. As a net fuel importer, South Africa is heavily exposed to the spike in global energy prices. Its currency has been driven by global market sentiment since the US and Israel started the war at the end of February and Iran retaliated. Still in business, Eurasian Resources Group said on Monday it caught cobalt hydroxide production in the Democratic Republic of Congo in 2025 due to an export ban and quota system, and plans only a partial recovery this year. DRC, the world's largest producer of cobalt, imposed a months-long export ban early in 2025 before moving to a quota regime amid oversupply and a price slump. It also established a strategic reserve for cobalt. ERG deliberately reduced cobalt hydroxide output by 70% to 5,700 metric tons in 2025 from 19,000 tons in 2024. The Luxembourg headquartered group told Reuters it plans to double cobalt production in 2026 from 2025. ERG's share of DRC's export quota for 2026 is 12,325 tons of cobalt metal, including the unused part from the fourth quarter of 2025. It competes with miners including China's CMOC and Glencore, the world's top producers of cobalt in DRC. Still in business, Algeria launched the 2026 oil and gas licensing round on Sunday, offering 7 exploration blocks to boost output and attract foreign investment, according to the government. The bidding round, branded Algeria Bid Round 2026, was announced at a ceremony in Algiers attended by representatives of international energy companies. The offered blocks are located in Ouagla, Elysee, Togot, and El Bayad, and include a mix of oil and gas prospects. Officials said they are estimated to contain hundreds of millions of barrels of oil and significant volumes of natural gas. The technical phase of the bidding process will begin June 1 with access to tender document and online presentations. Data sessions and clarifications will run until October 31. Bid submissions are due November 26. Hydrocarbon contracts with state-owned Algerian energy company Sonatrach are to be signed January 31 next year under production sharing or participation agreements. And now to sport. Morocco's Royal Armed Forces advanced to the African Champions League final despite a 1-0 loss in Saturday's second leg against compatriot Renaissance Berkane. The military team won 2-1 on aggregate and will face Mamelodi Sundowns in the 2-legged final next month. The South African side secured a 2-0 aggregate victory over Tunisia's Esperance earlier Saturday. Royal Armed Forces won the first leg 2-0 in Rabat last week and held out in the return until conceding a penalty in the 57th minute, which Yassine Labhiri converted. Berkane, in their debut Champions League campaign, failed to score a second goal to take the tie to a penalty shootout. Sundowns will host the first leg of the final on May 15, with the return in Rabat 7 days later. Royal Armed Forces won Africa's top club competition in 1985, but have not reached the final since then. And that's all on the African news. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Voice of the People TV and on other social media platforms at VOP TV Live. If you witness news happening near you, we want to hear from you. Send your eyewitness reports, event coverage requests, photos or videos directly via WhatsApp to 0814-606-4057. You can also reach our newsroom by email. It's news@vop.ng. I am Chioma Innocent. Good afternoon.
To know the happenings in the maritime sector, join us on the program Maritime Frontiers on VOP TV as we discuss key areas in the maritime sector from aquaculture, maritime transportation, maritime labor regulation, oil and gas exploration, ferry and passenger insurance, marine pollution and prevention, port operations, and lots more. Maritime Frontiers, exploring Nigeria's blue economy. In a world where truth is the ultimate power and opinions scream the loudest, it's time to wade through the noise.
Hunger no get tribe! Hunger no get religion!
And scan the human interest and trending topics that matter. Stay tuned to The Issues, your plug to the stories making the buzz, from politics to science and technology, social justice, and more. Let's tackle the tough questions and expose the truth. The Issues on Voice of the People Television, Mondays to Fridays, 8 to 9 p.m. The Issues. Don't just react. Understand.
This is Health Check, your weekly guide to better living, smarter choices, and trusted answers. From everyday wellness to urgent health issues, we've got you covered. Health Check, only on Voice of the People Television, where your health has a voice.
My name is Esther. They call me the Oga of them are the general overseer of them all. Every man, every woman has got a voice where integrity is the volume. So this is Voice of the People's TV. Voice of the People's TV. So this is the people's voice. And the people's voice is the voice of God. That's the voice populi in Latin. The people's voice is the voice of God. So keep watching Voice of the People. In fact, my name is Voice of the People. Keep watching MC Ado Pikin.
Hi guys, my name is Kagan. I am Nigeria's biggest tech content creator, and I just wanted to give a quick shout out to Voice of the People TV. Keep watching, enjoy, and you're welcome.
My name is MC Alamano. They still call me Enjoyment Landlord. It's VOP TV. Keep watching VOP TV. Don't touch it down. Even if you want to touch it down, increase the volume. If you don't increase the volume, I told me.
My name is Collins Agawabe, popularly known as No Mide, but last, more than No Mide, or more. Not be all so the cook right at the fry plantain. We keep on watching VOP TV. The voice of the people, the voice of Edo. If you now want to get the authentic news for Edo, the way it be, that's why they show and all they cut anything come on. At VOP TV.
Behind every broken desk lies a broken promise. Education shapes the nations. But who is asking the right questions? Introducing Edu Dialogue, the show that goes beyond the surface, exposes the cracks, the corruption, and the silence in Nigeria's education system. Edu Dialogue, Saturdays, 3 p.m., only on VOP TV. We break the biggest stories, from missing funds to policy failures. We ask the tough questions and demand real answers. Edu Dialogue, this Saturday, 3 p.m. on Voice of the People Television.
Food remains one of the most powerful tools in maintaining health and preventing disease. As the commemoration of World Registered Dietitian Nutritionist Day, nutrition experts and healthcare professionals are drawing attention to the role of proper nutrition in improving the quality of life. The event, themed Discover the Power of Nutrition, highlights how food choices can influence lifespan, productivity, and overall well-being. Speakers note that balanced diets that include fruits, vegetables, adequate water intake, and controlled portions can help reduce the risk of several health conditions. They warn that unhealthy eating habits and essential and excessive consumption of processed foods continue to contribute to a growing number of non-communicable diseases, including obesity, cardiovascular disease, and hypertension.
Is when you get your diet right, you are physically and mentally alert, which you know that eating healthy is one of the master key of good health. Down to the hospital setting, they come in as clients. We have those on admission across board, from cradle to geriatric, which is the elderly people. So from the pregnant woman, for your child, for you to be healthy and the child to be healthy, and you come out having a bouncing and beautiful or handsome baby, you need the touch of a dietitian. That is in terms of a promotion of good health.
Experts also emphasize the important role dietitians play within the healthcare system, particularly in providing specialized nutritional care for patients who are unable to feed normally.
We need to improve on our policy. We need to improve on our policy. We need to make sure that food is one of the highest allocation is given to food in the policy. 1, 2, during the policy for nutrition, nutritionists, dietitians should be included in this policy making table, because we are the ones that actually knows where the feet is pinching. We are with the grassroots. We know them. We see them. They come to us. Some of them, we know the reasons why some of this thing is happening. So with this, we can actually tackle this thing. The second thing is that we need to train more of nutritionists and dietitians in Nigeria.
Beyond hospitals, nutrition advocates say that raising awareness about healthy eating habits remains key to building a healthier population. They add that schools, institutions, and communities must work together to promote better nutrition practices.
And the message we have out there is that nutrition is the bedrock of healthy living. If we talk about people being healthy to go about their businesses and being away from disease, out of disease, you have to make your nutrition a top priority in your life. So when you get the nutrition right, it takes care of every health condition as well as healthy living.
For organizers of the event, the goal is to encourage greater recognition of the role institution and nutrition plays in everyday health and national development.
Just like the way they normally say that information is power. So we want to empower people all on the aspect of malnutrition. When I say malnutrition, we have undernutrition, we have overnutrition. And when we talk about malnutrition too, some can resort to health challenges. You understand? And even excessive to overnutrition resort to health challenges. When we talk about malnutrition, many of us, our understanding is about the children, it's about the toddlers. Fine, they have it on the side. We have that challenges, and we want them to get information. If they are rightfully fed, if they are adequately fed, they will see every child is not expected to sleep in an hospital. If it is not a kind of a epidemic kind of situation that is happening, every child should stay at home, come for hospital for just checkup or immunization, and go back home and live healthy. So, but for the adults too, you discover a lot of adult-related health challenges. They are diet-related challenges. We want to talk about hypertension. We want to talk about diabetes. We want to talk about obesity. We want to talk about renal-related. You want your renal-related condition. When we say renal, we have acute, chronic till you get to the end stage. Depending, it's about liver cirrhosis or fatty liver or disease, or even alcoholic fatty liver. So a lot of health challenges that people are having. If we want to talk about the common in our client, which is malaria, it is hemolysis. Hemolysis that the red blood cell is being destroyed, and then we have a nutritional anemia, and then we have anemia on its own too. And then one of the things you see many people after treating malaria, they say they need a blood tonic too. So a lot of things that this program we address. If Nigeria embrace this profession, if Nigeria put this profession in the appropriate place, put us where we belong, to encourage us, we are ready to give out our best. And we have people, we have professors, we have doctors, we have professionals that are practicing day in and day out, that have current knowledge about what is happening. But if the environment does not encourage, then and you are unnecessarily overworked, you are unnecessarily short-staffed, then you become weary, because how will you? Knowledge is not static. You need to be improving in knowledge every now and then. So what this program is trying, the message is trying to pass across is that individual can actually live healthy, and those that are having health challenges too can also maintain it. If it is uncurable one, if it is the one that they need to manage, they can also live healthy with the knowledge of nutrition gotten from the appropriate quarters, from the expert, because it is like a medicine. You need to review, you need to come for follow-up, we need to make assessment. It is not a one-time thing. So, and it's not surgery. And if it is not surgery too, you have to come for follow-up too, for the site, for the operation that has been carried out, for the surgeon to ensure that everything is working out fine. And for it to working out fine too, nutrition is needed, because the wound will still need to be healed. Then you need a vitamin C, you understand. You need a protein, replenishment of tissues, and then you need adequate iron supply, so that everything will go. You need a vitamin A for the epithelial tissue, for everything to work effectively. So that is what we are here, and that is the message we are passing out. And on the topic, discover the power of nutrition, I'm so much interested in this year program, because it has a very powerful theme, and we want the world to know about it.
Participants were also taken through simple physical exercises, highlighting the importance of combining good nutrition with active living for improved health outcomes.
All over the world, every dietitian is celebrating this month as a month where we create more awareness about the goodness of nutrition, right? The goodness of food. Everyone you see here, majority of people you see here are professionals of nutrition and dietetics, where the group that have been equipped with the knowledge of passing right nutrition information to the people of the world, right? So here today, we want people to know that there's power in nutrition. We want people to know that with good food, you can prevent illness. It's not just about eating, it's about eating smart, eating right, and eating well, so that you can be able to achieve the maximum nutrient benefits from the foods that you are consuming.
7, 8, 9, and 10.
Join us as we drive into the world of politics through insightful interviews with prominent political figures, both serving and former governors, ministers, senators, legislators, party chieftains, activists, and analysts. Get first-hand information into the decision-making processes that affect our daily lives. Highly engaging one-hour program that brings political discourse into focus.
I am Chukwuma Okoro.
Political Lens, Monday through Friday, 6 to 7 p.m. Join us.
Welcome to the locker room, the home of football talk that matters. I am Jerry Ampelon. Join us every weekday, Monday to Friday at 5 p.m. Nigerian time, as we share the hot takes and hot debates in the exciting world of football. And joining me are the usual suspects, Ikechukwu and Mayowa, as we break down all the hot takes and everything that's happening in the football. Don't just watch football, live it with us. Catch us on the locker room and Voice of the People television at 5 p.m. Nigerian time. And like I always say, if not going to the talk, please discuss.
Good evening, Africa. My name is Bamakore, actor, model, producer, and I'm giving a big shout out to VOP TV, man. Keep watching. Don't change the dial. Thank you and God bless you.
My name is AY, and of course, I represent the voice of the people, and that's why I'm on VOP. AY say so.
Hi everyone, it's your girl Miriam Tima from The Real Housewives of Lagos and The Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip Africa. Shout out to VOP, the voice of the people. You already know. Stay tuned, keep watching. And don't forget, VOP is the best.
All right, hello, how are you? It's a boy, but that's shagging the man fine back with Melanie Poppy Black Skin Boy. This is VOP TV. If you're not watching VOP, I don't know what you're watching. Maybe you're watching your weight.
Hello, beautiful people. This is Wale Ojo, and you're watching VOP, Voice of the People.
Hi, guys, you already know who it is. This is New Energy. Flyers wherever live. Keep watching VOP TV. Thank you.
Hi, people. Ginny Albano here. Guys, please keep watching Voice of the People.
We encourage you to click on the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are Voice of the People TV. Also follow us on all our social media platforms. We are at VOP TV Live. Visit our website www.vop.ng for fresh and trending news. Also watch us live on SLTV channel 264. VOP TV, Voice of the People Television.
Africa is on the move, a continent of rising voices, untold stories, and powerful transformations. From the streets of Lagos to the heart of Nairobi, from the mines of Congo to the tech labs of Cape Town, the African story is being written every day. Bold, dynamic, unstoppable. This is African News on Voice of the People Television. We don't just bring you the news. We analyze and bring you Africa's heartbeat, the politics that shapes our nations, the economies that drives our future, the cultures that defines who we are, the voice that must be heard. Africa News, Africa's voice, Africa's future. Where Africa speaks, the world listens.
Right, hello and welcome to another exciting episode of Health Check. I am Praise Peters, and this is the show where we simplify health conversations and connect them to our everyday living, really. And you can watch us live on SLTV channel 264 and on YouTube via VOP TV Live. And well, today's conversation is a very, very important one that we don't always pay attention to, but we really should, spotlight this one today. Because in Nigeria, many people think that the health crisis is only about hospitals, it's only about doctors. But the truth is, the real health emergency often begins long before anyone even gets sick. And so today we're going to be asking the question, is Nigeria's health crisis actually not a social crisis, or is it just about the government, really? Joining me today to analyze this is Dr. Charles Adiogun, public health advocate and medical practitioner. And he has always, been one of the major voices in Health Check. Thank you so much, Doctor, for coming again.
Good afternoon.
It is so good to see you.
Same here.
All right, Doctor, how have you been? How's everything going, really?
Well, everything good.
Okay.
So far.
All right, beautiful. So, Doctor, let's just dive right into the topic today. So, let's even look at lack of adequate funding in Nigeria. There are a lot of things that are causing different health crises in Nigeria, and it is not only about the sickness itself, but the backstory to that sickness. So, from research, healthcare in Nigeria suffers from persistent underfunding. I mean, in the 2025 national budget, only about 5.18% of total government expenditure was allocated to health, far below the 15% Abuja Declaration target and the 13% recommendation of the World Health Organization. So, in practical terms, Doctor, what does this level of funding mean for hospitals and patients? I mean, what areas suffer first from underfunding in Nigeria?
Thank you. That's a very important question, and it boils down to the fact that any forward-thinking government and any government that has the interests of its citizens at heart should make sure that they prioritize health. Because if you don't prioritize health, then that means that your attention is on other things, on other areas, and you are actually drawing your attention from what actually drives your economy.
Exactly.
Because the workforce have to be healthy to be able to be productive. If they are not healthy, if they are not in good shape, if they are not in the right frame of mind to give in their best, they would not be able to meet up with any productivity. And your GDP and whatever productivity you're expecting is going to be declining very quickly. So I think that if we're not well-funded, it's going to reflect in how the hospitals operate. It's going to reflect in how equipped the hospitals are, the quality of care delivery, and then also it's going to go a long way to affect all the health campaigns that are needed to create awareness, for most important illnesses that are prevalent. Because when it comes to healthcare, there must be community mobilization, there must be health awareness creation, there must be health education, and then there must be, of course, refurbishment of facilities, of health facilities across the country.
You know what? Before you even talk about refurbishment and all of that, this even brings us to the importance. How important is the medical sector to the government? Because I really believe that the government should work in the interest of the people, right? And so if the health sector is not really being funded, what does that tell us?
It just tells you that your lives really don't count. Your lives really don't matter, and it tells you that other sectors, take priority over you. But that's just looking at things in the reverse direction. Because if you want people to be productive, they have to be healthy first. If you need them to put in the efforts to be creative, to have new ideas, to be innovative, you want your economy to thrive, then it will only be a big joke that you take your health sector, as a joke. Your health sector is a major driver of your economy. Without it, you can't thrive. Without it, I tell people that, for instance, I think God in his graciousness has let us see the importance of healthcare all over the world, or the importance of health all over the world. We've heard of wars, we've heard of natural disasters happening on a global scale, but nothing has brought the world to its knees like a pandemic, like a health situation. It was a health situation
It was
that
capable of shutting
down
everywhere.
everything. Shutting down business, shutting down travel, shutting down education, shutting down organizations.
Even churches.
Everywhere nothing was moving. If there was no way out of the pandemic, you can imagine where the world would be at.
Honestly, because a whole lot of people even lost a lot of money
Yeah.
in that period.
People died.
Businesses closed down.
People died,
Yeah.
businesses closed down, a lot of people declared bankruptcy, a lot of governments got into, they were grounded, in fact. So for you to know how important the health sector is, or how important health is one thing that can shut down every single thing. And for you not to prioritize such an important thing just tells you that it's either your priorities are misplaced, or you don't even know what you're doing in the first
Apparently. Even the state governments budgeted roughly 1.323 trillion for health in 2024, but only 61.9% was released and spent. Also 2.48 trillion was allocated to the health sector in the 58.18 trillion 2026 appropriation bill. So I really don't know, but this underfunding, I feel like it will really, really affect the rural communities a lot more, because if the amenities are not, or the equipment are not getting to the urban areas enough, is it the rural areas that
Thank you so much, because for me, I'm even at a loss at what to think, because looking at the urban setting, we're still not there.
We're still not there.
We're far away from getting there.
X-rays, a lot of, I don't even believe
imaging tests, blood work. Are you aware that some investigations are still flown out of these countries to be done? Because there are some tests that are almost impossible for you to get results here, because it takes a whole lot.
The fact that there was no anti-venom for the snake bites.
That's one among so many. And then of course, you also have situations whereby the overstretching of those amenities, of the little limited.
And even when they are
facilities
available, they are such an outrageous amount.
Even not outrageous. Some of them, even when they are available, they are probably outdated. They are not even what you should be using, because medicine is dynamic, healthcare is dynamic. If you go to other climes, the kind of imaging techniques you use here, the kind of equipment you use here, are things that have been long outdated, maybe used 10 years ago in other climes. Medicine is dynamic, new things, new upgrades, a lot of innovative ideas coming into healthcare. So when are we ever going to get it? So when you talk of seeing this in the urban setting, then you can only imagine what happens in the rural setting.
Exactly.
It's going to be unthinkable. And for me, I really think that now is the time to really drive the change we need, because it all takes a bit of change of behavior from the people, change of orientation, and on the part of the government, they need to have the willpower to say, yes, we need to do better. We need to improve the lot of our people, and we need to really, really invest massively in the healthcare sector, because if you don't do it, it's just a matter of time. The overall life expectancy of the citizenry is already dropping.
Exactly.
It's horrible. In 2026, for you to know the life expectancy of Nigerians, it's something that is heartbreaking.
It's really, really heartbreaking. And, there is something I really love to do, right? I like to look at what I can do to remedy a situation, because if we continue to wait for the government, there are certain things that we'll keep waiting for, all right?
That will never come.
Let's even say there is a little bit of faith from the government, but it has to start with us. So what are we even doing now? That brings us to talking about our environment. Before hospitals even come into the picture, many health risks starts from our environment. So, doctor, would you agree with me that many diseases in Nigeria begin from our living conditions?
Absolutely right. Very correct. Many of them.
So why do outbreaks spread faster in crowded areas, in rural communities, and all of that?
Okay, for instance, I believe we spoke recently about tuberculosis not too long ago, and we were saying that it spreads by air droplets. And then, we know that staying in overcrowded environments, poorly ventilated houses, and then in places where people are probably even living outdoors, poor accommodation and all that, and in the prisons and all that. So basically, you can see that there's a lot of societal factors, that play a role with this. If people don't have good housing systems, then it's going to be a problem. If people, the crime rate is so high, either because the economy is bad and then it's now like survival of the fittest, people are into crimes and all that, of course, the prisons will be full. And then, of course, these spreads will be there. But for me, I think the environment plays a crucial role in relation to our health, the quality of our health and well-being, because our sources of food and water, preparation of foods, preservation of food, it has a lot to do with our surroundings. Recently, there was a heavy downpour, and as I was on the road just looking, watching the flooded roads and all that, and asking myself, wow, I can't even distinguish between the drainage and people's compounds and the streets.
Wow.
And nearby, you see somebody cooking food or some people buying food, and you don't want to imagine what could have probably happened there.
Exactly.
Taking a walk in a place like Lagos, for instance, and I'm sure it's like that in some other areas too. People do all sorts of things in those drainages. And then you imagine a torrential rainfall and the flood water moves all sorts of things. And then you see sewage water and water for domestic use merging together. You can only imagine the outcome. So little wonder we still see cholera, we still see the H. pylori infection, we still see things like typhoid. All these are all foodborne infections that, they are still transmitted through contaminated food and water. And I think we still need to create a lot of awareness to our people that, look, we must ban open defecation. We must ban environmental degradation. Because if we don't take care of our environment helps us to sustain life. All the nutrient cycling in nature, the oxygen cycle, the carbon dioxide cycle, water cycle, they are heavily dependent on our environment. So if anything goes wrong with our environment, then we're jeopardizing our own existence.
True. Still talking about water, right? Many rural and local communities still depend on wells. Some people still depend on rivers and water vendors, really. But, okay, this brings me to a video of complaints about the water condition in some parts of Lagos Island. Let's quickly take that video.
How do you people in Lekki survive? I'm curious. And do you know one thing? This apartment is literally over 3 million naira. And see water. And do you know one thing? This water will never stop rushing. You see this red water? It will not stop rushing, I will have to wait. You see, it's already getting clean, little by little. This is how I have to wait till it gets clean.
We can see from this video that we have natural Fanta in Nigeria. Judging from this video, he said you rented the apartment for 3 million naira, and the water, it is glaring that the water condition is definitely a threat to the well-being of the individuals residing there. So really, I don't know, but doctor, we don't have control of some of these things. So our water safe, because water is life. We drink, we use it to cook, we bathe with them. we are using water for many things, really. So if the water system in our environment is not even good enough, what are we doing? How do we come about a healthy, living condition?
Water is indispensable, and without water, life cannot exist. So it's unfortunate that this is a reality because this is not new. What we have seen is just one amongst so many. But the truth is that, like you said, if we have to wait for the government to do every single thing, years may pass and things remain the same. So my advice to most people will be take responsibility for your well-being and the well-being of your loved ones. So the best thing you can do is if you live in a community, maybe in an estate or a group of houses, or you live in a building where you are a group of families, you guys can come together, contribute meaningfully, and then get some professionals to help you do a proper water purification system, put it in place for you, because you are not wasting the money. It is for your well-being.
Yeah.
But there's a thing with us sometimes. I know I've heard some Nigerians say this, so why would I spend so much on a house that is not mine? It's a rented apartment.
Who is living there? Is it the landlord or you?
No, but that's how they think. They will tell you, oh, what is the landlord doing? After all, he's always increasing his rent every year. So why would I have to waste so much money?
At the end of the day, we are still the one being
harmed. You
harmed.
are the one living there, not the landlord. You are the one and your loved ones who are exposed to that, very potentially harmful water system. So it's it's the best thing that you can do for yourself and for your loved ones is to take responsibility and say, okay, what is the way forward? If it's capital intensive, you can unite efforts with people that you share the same compound with, or neighbors, or people in your estates, as the case may be. And you guys can, be proactive and, drive a change. And you can even be exemplary to some other people, and people would see what you've done in your own place. And you set some good example, and you're actually reducing, the disease burden, on the health system, with all these little preventive changes that you're making, because it's very important that we need to start looking inwards and finding out what we can do proactively to sort out some of these problems. And on our own part, keep your environment healthy. Make sure you as an individual can't keep the whole of Lagos clean, for instance, but at least your own bit, your own part, your own area, be found doing what you're expected to do.
Yeah.
And making sure that if everybody is doing their own little bit, then at the end of the day, it would make a significant difference. And the change we are looking for, we'll be able to drive that change and we'll get the health outcomes we want.
Yeah.
Because essentially, I think a lot of people in Nigeria still have the notion of, oh, this is a complex problem. The problem is too big. One person cannot solve it. While we forget our own little bit, that if we all do our own little bit, it will all add up.
It starts with you.
It starts with you. In the long run, you'll find out that all those little changes, positive changes per person, ultimately adds up, and then we would see a remarkable improvement in what we're looking for. But if everybody thinks, oh, it's an enormous task, why bother? It's too much, until the government decides to do it, or until we have a good government who has the interest of people at heart, or until the government has the willpower to do it. Everybody has this apathy towards change or being the driver of change. I think we need to change that mindset.
Yeah.
And like we were discussing before the program, that the mindset is very key.
Yeah.
When it comes to Nigerians, I found out that most of our problems actually originate from the mind and our perception about things, the way we see things and our perspective of things. We need to have a change of mind and reorientation towards important things. And we know that we can be drivers of change.
Yes.
Every individual has the potential of being a major change driver in this country. So we can't start it one person at a time.
Very true. And that brings us to the fact that most of these diseases, these outbreaks that are really, really in the country now, it starts with dirt. It starts with our personal hygiene and all of that. Even the Lassa fever that has been on the increase, it spreads through rats. And rats they thrive in dirty environments, literally. So the best we can do for ourselves is to live in a healthy environment.
But you also know the government is not responsible for that anyway. Because in your own house, you need to keep your house clean. And the way you preserve your food, you do not expose your food to rodents. So where do rodents come in contact with your food? We need to ask those important questions. So you can see that it really starts from the individual.
So the control of these particular outbreaks can even be deliberate.
Yes, of course. Everything that has to do with prevention, and the world is going from curative medicine to preventive medicine, because it's very expensive to say you're looking for a solution to a problem that is already existing.
Yes.
Very expensive. You will test, you will buy drugs. Some drugs may not be suitable for you. You need to buy more expensive drugs and all that. So it's essential that you don't even let those things happen in the first instance. And that's what preventive care is all about. Relevant vaccinations, making sure that you're eating healthy, maintaining your health, health promotion campaigns, proper health education. People now take good care of themselves, personal hygiene, food hygiene, water hygiene, environmental hygiene. All these things are very, very key. These are the key drivers of good health.
And even littering things on the streets, because now we have cases of blocked gutters, we have cases of open waste. You eat and you just throw it on the ground, on the road. Who are you expecting to come clean it up for you?
Heaps of rubbish on the
Oh
streets
my
and
God.
on the road. and I was particularly embarrassed recently. I think it was sometime, maybe end of last year or so. And somebody who was from the United States, a Caucasian, just looked outside and said, "Do people live here?" And I'm like, you see a crowd of people around here, you're asking if people live here, because it's unthinkable that people pass here every day.
Yeah, and why are you even talking about that? Why are you even talking about that? There is this video of a heaped waste, some place around Lagos. Yes, this is the video. I think this is around Iyanoba, and the person was trying to emphasize that Lagos is really, 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 really dirty. But we also cannot take away the fact that Nigeria is also, trying their best, because the Lagos state government has put environmental sanitation in place. So it is up to us to even clear our major environment, our immediate environment, and not just waiting for government. But even at that, these heaps of dirt. Look at these heap of dirt.
Just
and
exposed,
waste, just
day
exposed.
and night, exposed
and
to,
if you're even
weather
passing that
conditions.
environment,
and imagine when things get flooded, when
my
there's a
God.
heavy rainfall, you just find all these things littered everywhere.
it's even causing air pollution.
Of course,
because
of
when you
course.
pass that area, what you are inhaling
You know the
is
kind
not
of
pure.
flies that are breeding there, and those flies eventually will perch on foods that people would buy, and I can assure you that people are probably selling food near the place.
Oh. Some people even have their shops around those areas. So it means that day in, day out, they are breathing in.
But they
these things.
don't even see anything bad in it. Now
They've taken a
normal.
lot of it to the extent that it doesn't even. They're not immune.
So it means nothing to them anymore. So you can see why we need a change of mindset
really do
and a
need
change of behavior. That you see, when it comes to community and public health, community awareness, creating awareness, health enlightenment campaigns, you cannot overemphasize it. Nigeria is a place that we need to keep educating people. We need to start letting them know that you need to change your behavior. You need to change your perception, your attitude towards health and health-related concerns. That is the only way that you can influence your outcomes.
Yeah.
Because you can't expect a positive outcome when all you're doing is in the reverse direction. It's not going to work. It doesn't work that way. Your little efforts, whether they are positive efforts or negative efforts, you would see the effect eventually.
Yes,
So if you
yes,
keep your
yes.
environment clean, you would notice that you have less stagnant water, you have less swamps, you have less mosquitoes breeding, you can control your malaria outbreaks from there. If you have good sewage system, all the foodborne infections, you have probably eradicated them. If you tell them about vaccination, the typhoid vaccination, tell them about cholera, you tell them about tuberculosis, you tell them about salmonella, all those things, they are very, very preventable. If we just know all the right things to do. And it comes from us being educated. But also, education is not just a one-way thing. You can be a teacher, but the person you're teaching, the person is not open or adaptable or ready to learn, then you're only wasting your time.
Yes.
So I understand that even no matter the effects the government is trying to, or efforts the government is trying to put in place to ensure that, okay, let us make sure that there's public enlightenment, let's make sure that we orientate the people, let's drive a behavioral change. But if the people are still not willing to take up these new ideas or be adaptable, or to modify their lifestyles to adopt these new healthy practices, then we're still just joking about this whole situation.
I feel like, okay, let me try to talk from the standpoint of a working class who is probably busy and does not have all the time. It can start with the little things like proper disposal.
Little things like immediately you're done with your dishes, you just wash them immediately. Little things like, putting your children through to make sure that the environment is clean, making sure that these systems are put in place. Because I know that some people might say, oh, they are too busy, or some people might say that, oh, they are feeling lazy. But when they are piled up, that is when the problem is. But when you have to do it immediately as it comes, then there really would not be a problem.
Yes, it doesn't become overwhelming. But the truth is that I think it boils down to the individual traits of people. Little habits like you wake up in the morning, you make your bed, you keep your environment clean, your immediate room is not cluttered. All those things, they actually influence your day. They actually influence how you think.
Yes.
And if there are habits that you have inculcated over time, you will notice that you'll be a very orderly person. You'll be very arranged in your head.
Yes.
And when you plan your day, after this meeting, then this happens, and after this, then this. You have already outlined how your day would be, and nothing is haphazard. So everything is kind of orderly, it has an orderly fashion. And then most likely you're going to meet your targets and have a positive outcome.
Sure.
But most people are not like that. Most people in their daily lives, they are very scattered.
Disorderly, yeah.
Very, very, very scattered. In little things, they just, and it comes from this apathy of, I beg, who this one help? Wait, I beg, I can't kill myself. Leave it there. It's there. Nothing will happen to it. I'll meet it there. Is it not my house? You think all those little things that you push away, all those things that you sweep under the carpet, those little habits, you think they don't count. They do count.
Forgetting that you have to now spend a lot of money to treat yourself by the time an ailment comes.
All those things at the end of the day, they count. And then all these people that live in shared compounds, maybe you have multiple families living together. This one's to say, we swept last week. No, if you don't sweep, leave these people. They are very lazy.
Let the death be there.
Let it be there. Let us all be looking at it.
Right.
Let us all be there. And you are saying because some people have decided not to be civil, some people have decided not to be clean, some people have decided to be irresponsible, then you now choose to be like them and say, okay, we all suffer for it. And at the end of the day, it may even be your own child that would now suffer for it.
Exactly.
And those irresponsible people, like you said, they're already immune to those things. So they don't care. They are unbothered about the whole situation. So we really need to make sure that we as a people, generally starting from the individual, we have a change of mind towards healthy living. Because that's the only way we can drive the change. We can't blame everything on the government. Yes, we know that the government can do better in many respects.
Yeah.
But on our own part as individuals, we need to consciously and intentionally make the change we need.
Yes, very true. Well, this has been a very interesting conversation, but right about now, we're going to go on a very short break. And when we return, we'll talk more about the primary healthcare centers, our mindset, our self-medication, and what we can personally do about all of this. Stay with us. All right, welcome back. This is still Health Check on Voice of the People television. We have been talking about the social conditions as to living well and having a healthy life, really, in Nigeria. So right about now, we're going to delve a little into World Health Day that happened sometime this month, earlier this month. I think that was April 7th. And we talked about Together for Health, Stand with Science. So, doctor, from the standpoint of a medical practitioner, what daily habits can help to prevent illness, knowing that our health is really, really important? We've talked about cleanliness. We've talked about, dealing with waste and all of that. So what other habits can help in preventing illness? Daily habits.
So daily habits should include adequate rest, coping with stress, adequate stress management, adequate hydration, good nutrition, and then ultimately, if you have any underlying illnesses that is diagnosed by a medical professional, not self-diagnosed, diagnosed by a medical professional. And
I like that, not self-diagnosed, because we can do wonders.
We do that.
There are lots of doctors here.
Plenty doctors. And there are many people that come to the hospital and you're even telling them, oh, this is what, I know what I have. They say, and you're
That's even very hilarious.
And you're like, oh, you know what you have. Then why are you
here? Exactly.
And then they keep saying, yes, I know. But and you tell them, okay, so this is what you should do. No, I just did that test. No, I don't want to do that test.
So they will tell you that, doctor, I know it is malaria. Just give me
the drugs.
Honestly.
So we have all sorts of people like that. So if you really want to be healthy, do not self-diagnose. So your adequate hydration, you run away from self-medication and self-diagnosis. If you are on any drug that was validly prescribed by a doctor, please don't stop
Stick with
that
it.
drug by yourself. Do not stop the drug. Drug or treatment compliance, very essential, especially for chronic illnesses, hypertension, the diabetes, maybe high cholesterol, or you have conditions, maybe sickle cell anemia or asthma, anything that you deal with long term, please, 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 always make sure that treatment compliance is always enforced. Then, of course, if you want to stay healthy, you know, we've talked about it before, that good health is not only a factor of your physical well-being.
Yeah.
Your mental, social, and emotional well-being, you know, are also very important. So also, you don't want to put into your system what will kill you. So definitely you don't want to do your alcohol, and you don't have any business smoking. You know, all those things are things that will make you stay healthy for longer, and you are going to avoid unnecessary illnesses coming to you. Then also it's very important that you make sure that the vaccine preventable illnesses, you know, especially in children, you make sure that the routine childhood vaccinations, you don't joke with them. The tuberculosis, the hepatitis B, the diphtheria, pertussis, tetanus, the rotavirus, the measles and yellow fever, they are not to be toyed with. These are very, very mandatory, because if you want that child to have a good quality of life and you want that child to develop normally without any disabilities, it is obligatory. You need to get them for those children. It's also very essential that for the elderly people, you make sure that regular physical exercises in moderation, very important. Then you also make sure that for those who have retired, they also should remain mentally active, because a lot of things happen when you're not as active as you used to be, when you're always indoors, you know, you don't exercise like you used to be, you're not active with the outdoors anymore. Just make sure that you are still physically moving so that your mobility is maintained, so that the bone density and all that are still in place. If you need to be on the right supplements, please do not choose supplements by yourself. Let your doctor do so based on your peculiar situation. Very essential. Then it's also important that if you want to remain healthy, you must make sure you go for your regular wellness checks, because there are some illnesses that they enter your body in a way that it will shock you. Let me put it that way.
Right.
Because it is very subtle, no clue, sometimes
And
no
it might even
signs.
come as, you know, normal symptoms.
And then, in fact, for some, the first time the doctor gives them the diagnosis, they would almost be like, are you sure this is my result? Are you sure this is for me?
Right.
I'm just saying my name there. Maybe there's a mix-up somewhere. But the truth is, it can be like that. If you don't go for regular wellness checks, you don't want to be negatively surprised.
And pay attention to details, like
Pay attention to
always
details.
getting fagged out on time.
Yes,
all of that.
yes. Do not ignore common symptoms. Symptoms that you would, you know, sweep under the carpet and say, no, it's normal. It's because I was in traffic, or it's because I didn't sleep, or it's because somebody made me angry. I just had a bad phone call.
Mood swing.
Exactly. And then you start making, and you know, we can make all sorts of excuses. Do you know, if I am on a lighter mood, I've actually seen somebody that told me, oh, his blood pressure was rising. And he said, no, it must be the monitor in the hospital. I don't trust the one in the hospital. I have mine. Okay, check yours. He checked in the car and it was still high. He said, oh, and you know, traffic, all this island traffic, that's why, and all that. And then when I saw the person outside the hospital, at another place, outside the hospital, the person was saying, this is my blood pressure. I don't know why. It's like, maybe my own monitor is becoming faulty too. You can imagine how much he was ready to deny
Give
the fact.
excuses for it.
And then finally, the greatest excuse of all, when he sat down in a particular chair and checked and saw it was still high, I said, no, if I move to this chair, it will be better. I just give up.
We can't help you.
We can't help you, because you don't ever want to get to that point that you admit to the facts you're saying laid in front of you, that this is the situation. And the question that you should reasonably ask would be, what's the way forward? What do I do from here?
Right.
Yeah, that was the next step. Okay, I admit that this is high. I can't explain it, but I'm sure this is not the first time you are seeing a case like this. So what is the next step, you know, from here? So denial is a problem with a lot of Nigerians. They
Ignorance is also a problem.
Sometimes I don't even want to. Yeah, for some people, maybe it's ignorance. But for some, they see the facts, but they don't want to accept it. But the fact that you are denying something does not mean it is not there.
Yeah.
And does not mean that it is not existing. So if you keep denying it and it keeps deteriorating your health and it keeps complicating things
And
for
that's
you,
the problem.
then you end
When
up
they are
seeing
not
people,
attended to, then it tends to, escalate.
because some people sometimes, when the doctor is explaining their reports to them, you hear things
Sounds
like,
like
doctor, don't
Spanish.
scare me, don't scare me. No. I don't. That's why I didn't want to come. That's why I didn't want to take this test, because all I'm hearing from you now is like, you're just making me palpitate. You're just giving me all this news I don't want to hear. Can't you give me good news? But we're only giving you what we are seeing, because this is what we're saying. Science does not lie. Your lab work is showing that this is high sugar, is high cholesterol, is high, this is this. And we're trying to give you the lifestyle and dietary changes you must be on, or probably some medications you need to start. And you're like, no, I don't even want to start any medication. So then you're not ready to take medical counsel.
True.
Then you're not ready to help yourself.
Yes.
Then at the end of the day, if things get complicated, you only have yourself to blame. So it's very important that we're open to medical counsel. So if you want to stay healthy, go for your wellness checks. Don't wait till you're sick. And we're not praying for you to be sick. And it doesn't mean that you're pessimistic if you go to check. It's just being proactive and being responsible.
Yeah.
Doing the needful before everything collapses and you're looking for a miracle. Please, we should do better as a people. Eat healthy, exercise, sleep well. We need to emphasize that sleep, especially in Lagos. Sleep well.
Especially in Lagos.
Sleep
Yes.
well is very important, because that restorative sleep, you underrate it. You have no clue what it does for you. Detoxifies your brain, rejuvenates you, refreshes you, your mind, your focus.
I think you
is
should
clearer.
talk about the people that stay on their phones till like 3 a.m., 4 a.m. in the midnight. And how this affects their eyes, affects their brain, and they wake up feeling cranky and they say it's mood swing.
Truth is, if you still stay, with your phone or laptops or whatever, and you still do screen time till very early in the morning, you have already jeopardized the hours of your restorative sleep.
True.
Because your body produces melatonin. The pineal gland produces melatonin that puts you to sleep. And there's a normal circadian rhythm, a normal sleep-wake cycle. So you've already disrupted it because you're not sleeping when you're expected to sleep. And cortisol builds up rapidly in the early hours of the morning and peaks around 8 a.m. That gets you ready for the day. And it's a stress hormone. That's why when people check their blood pressure in the mornings, you can have a spike of your blood pressure in the morning because of that cortisol rise. So it's very important that you know that if you are depleting your hours of sleep because of screen time, either because of work or for some people is social media or whatever, you are only doing yourself a lot of disservice, because at the end of the day, your energy levels would pay for it. Your concentration would pay for it. Your ability to focus, your ability to remember things clearly would be affected. And it's also necessary for you to know that your eyes, the strain on your eyes, that thing is real, it's for real. When you see people saying that their eyes are twitching involuntarily, yes, stressors like you not sleeping well, prolonged screen time have been associated with it. And it's very important for you to also know that if you really want to stay active mentally for a very long time and you don't want people around you to run away from you either because you are cranky or irritable, get enough sleep. Because I personally know that if I don't get enough sleep, I am very cranky and I'm very irritable. And I know that happens to a lot of people too.
A lot of people.
Because there's a way you feel when you're not well rested and you have a big day or
And they've
a
already accepted it, like, that's how I am.
busy day ahead of. Yeah, because it's habitual.
Yeah.
Because over time, they're not sleeping well and their body makes them feel a certain way that is uncomfortable. And so any little thing around them, their tolerance for anything is very thin. So, people ask, it can even be as little as maybe somebody asks you a question once and you answered and probably the person didn't hear you and said, please, can you come again? You're already triggered and you are just exploding like that. So it's very important for us to know that if you want to have a healthy mood, you want to be healthy mentally and emotionally, you need to be well rested and you need to take vacations. Very necessary. I'm speaking to myself here too. You need to take vacations. You need the needed rest. You need a break from your regular routine.
Yeah.
Because it is not necessarily anything luxurious, but it's something for your health and your well-being. You need to cut out yourself from that environment that takes so much from you. You need to remove yourself from there and go to a place that is serene, a place that, brings you closer to nature, that makes you feel that, that burden of work is on one side for now.
There
so
are
you
even
let
some
it down
people
for a while.
that feel like if they leave work, the world will end. Things will go on. without you.
No.
So
For
you
me,
better
no, for me, I don't even take that. I don't even take that. When I hear somebody telling me in the hospital that the reason I've not come for my health check is because of work. The reason I didn't come to pick up my refill medication is because of work. You know you're supposed to be on a drug. The drug has finished 2 weeks ago, and you were not able to come for 2 weeks. You stopped your drugs because
of work.
My only answer is, fine, you've missed for 2 weeks. If something happens to you now, you drop dead. That work would only give you 1 minute silence, maybe a few condolence visits to your family, and that is the end of it. And the moment you are in that ground 6 feet under, trust me, even before you're buried, you already have a replacement. And people would only talk about you maybe for like a month, and after
He was
that,
a good person.
very hardworking. Look at all the awards won. Fantastic staff, meritorious years of this and that, all the accolades and all that. But it's all to no avail, because at the end of the day, the person is gone.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, the people to lose are you, the deceased, and your loved ones. So why do you want to put your loved ones in that kind of situation? And even if you do not die, you can be permanently incapacitated. If you have a stroke, for instance, the much they can do is pay you a few visits, buy some baskets of fruits a few times.
Life goes on.
And then they tell you, okay, in 3 months' time, maybe if you get better, you can come back, and God help you, you don't get better in 6 months. They tell you, oh God, I think just go and take care of yourself. When you're well, just let us know. And if you're not well after a year, it's just like, it's so unfortunate. We just need to move on. You know, the organization just needs to get a replacement and all that. So who suffers are the loved ones.
Yes.
So please, we must prioritize our health above everything. Your health comes first.
You are the priority.
First, above everything, above your source of income, because that is the only thing that can guarantee a sustained source of income.
Funny how just one particular sickness can take down all of your life savings.
You know, we talked about this before. All it takes to bankrupt you is a strong illness.
You know, even things like dialysis, constantly going through that.
When you're doing like 3 sessions per week, and you know how much it is, it's not cheap, minus medications, minus follow-up, minus consultations.
Yes.
And then if you also need some other procedures, wow, you can imagine how heavy that is. And if you do need a transplant, of course, it's in the millions. And that is even if you have a donor already, and not just a donor, a compatible donor. So it's you don't want to meet yourself there. It's just too horrible.
Right.
So please let us be proactive. Let us, you know, put all our efforts towards preventive care and not be looking for cures when something horrible has already happened. Because the truth is, life would indeed move on. It would only be you and your loved ones that will bear the brunt of it all. Organizations, you know, they love you for what you bring to the table. They love you for your contributions.
Your value, yeah.
Yes, and all that. But you should also do that bearing in mind that your life comes first. You were first a family individual before you joined that organization.
Sure.
And if you leave that organization, you still have a life. Okay?
Yeah.
You still have that. You can get other opportunities. But if you wreck the very life you have, you look behind you and that organization is nowhere to be found. Trust me.
Wow. This was a really, really interesting conversation. You know, this just brings us to the fact that your health should be your priority, really. So that we've learned that Nigeria's health crisis is not only medical, it is as well very social and personal. Thank you so much, Dr. Charles Adeogun. This was a really amazing conversation. Thank you for watching Health Check on SLTV channel 264 and on YouTube via VOP TV Live. I am Praise Peters, and do not forget that you should take responsibility, you should stay informed, you should stay healthy deliberately. And until next time, please stay alive. See you next week.
VOP TV. Now you have more than a voice.
Do you want your voice to be heard? Do you know that you matter in the scheme of things? The People's Voice, the show where ordinary citizens take center stage as we discuss the biggest stories that affect you and I. With you in mind, we facilitate lively discussions, debates, and interviews on the topics that matter most to you and I, from social justice to economic empowerment, education to healthcare, governance, and more. tackling tough topics and amplifying your voice. Join the conversation and make your voice count. The people's voice. Make your voice count.
In a world where power shifts its every headlines, news breaks and events happens, we bring you unbiased and explicit information on politics, economy and state of the nation. We break down the chaos. Facts, not fluff. Truth, not spin. We discuss not just politics, but a glimpse into the future. Voice of the People Television. Now you have more than a voice.
Hello there, my name is Damilola Ogunsi, also known as the Goldfish.
Hi, my name is Chike Bright Emmanuel. I'm an actor and a filmmaker.
Hello peeps, my name is Yomi E. Adejumo.
Hi everyone, I'm Paul Utomi.
Hi everyone, my name is Stacey Benjamin and this is Voice of the People TV.
I need you to keep it locked to VOP TV. See, are you looking for good entertainment? You want to get good movies, good music, politics, talk shows, sports and entertainment. You really want a channel that gives you everything you need without you having to run around. VOP is where you are. That's Voice of the People.
If you're not listening to this, you're not one of us. And you deserve to be killed. Scrap chat. Don't be killed, but watch it. Or I'll find you. And I want you.
And you are locked on VOP TV. Don't go nowhere. This is where the juice is. This is where all you need for entertainment, politics, movies, and whatnot.
And keep watching VOP TV.
So keep it locked because I'm locked already, man, and it's money back guarantee. So you're gonna have a good time because I do.
And please keep watching VOP TV.
I won't want you actually. I beg you, subscribe, watch it. If not, whatever you see.
You better not touch that die because VOP is the plot.
The red carpets, awards, the razzmatazz, music, fashion, interviews, and more. Spotlight on Voice of the People Television. Let's feed you with all the juicy stories in the global entertainment space, bringing you the glitz and glamour as it is hot. Stay tuned to Spotlight, 1 p.m. Monday to Friday. Spotlight on VOP TV. Entertainment like never before. The red carpets, awards, the razzmatazz, music, fashion, interviews, and more. Spotlight on Voice of the People Television. Let's feed you with all the juicy stories in the global entertainment space, bringing you the glitz and glamour as it is hot. Stay tuned to Spotlight, 1 p.m. Monday to Friday. Spotlight on VOP TV. Entertainment like never before.
This is Health Check, your weekly guide to better living, smarter choices, and trusted answers. From everyday wellness to urgent health issues, we've got you covered. Health Check, only on Voice of the People Television, where your health has a voice.
Behind every broken desk lies a broken promise. Education shapes the nations. But who is asking the right questions? Introducing Edu Dialogue, the show that goes beyond the surface, exposes the cracks, the corruption, and the silence in Nigeria's education system. Edu Dialogue, Saturdays, 3 p.m., only on VOP TV. We break the biggest stories. From missing funds to policy failures, we ask the tough questions and demand real answers. Edu Dialogue, this Saturday, 3 p.m. on Voice of the People Television.
VOP TV. Now, you have more than a voice.
Across several regions of Nigeria, communities continue to grapple with insurgency, banditry, and kidnappings, raising fresh concerns over whether increased defense spending is truly translating into improved safety for citizens. The security crisis shows no clear signs of abating in 2026. Reports indicate that no fewer than 1,091 lives have been lost to violent attacks. Additionally, about 3.7 million Nigerians have been displaced, now scattered across nearly 3,900 camps nationwide. In recent development, at least 23 people were killed and 108 others injured following a series of suspected suicide bombings in Maiduguri, one of the deadliest attacks in the Borno State capital in recent times. These troubling figures continue to raise a critical question: what can be done to end insecurity in Nigeria? Responding, Nigeria's Vice President Senator Kashim Shettima restated the federal government's resolve to defeat terrorism, declaring that those behind recent attacks in the country will be decisively confronted. As Voice of the People TV, we sought the opinion of Nigerians on this growing concern.
The federal government, that's one of their major role in keeping the safety of Nigerians, as in they have to be very, very, very active in keeping the safety of Nigerians, because that's one of their major priority. So, and again, as we individual, you have to be very, very vigilant. If you see someone that is not familiar with in your area or in your environment, you have to alert the security operations, because you can see if sometimes you might be in your street and you see some new strange faces around you. So when you see such thing, at least you can call the security or maybe the vigilantes in your area. So with this, we can be able to curb the insecurity in our area.
The government should step up its action against it. Especially, I believe that the government has the capacity to do that. There was a time they were talking about state police. They need to hurry up in this issue of state police to equip them effectively, because the state police are people that will be taken from the indigenes, people that are familiar with the terrain. So this kind of people can easily understand what's going on around them. They can easily arrest the situation, because it has gone to the level that the insecurity issue cannot be downplayed.
Everybody is feeling the pains here and there. The security is, in fact, is a major issue that I pray that our president and his men will be able to tackle so that Nigeria be more safer. Because without insecurity, the economy cannot really move. And without insecurities, nobody can be at peace. Without insecurity, even government itself will not be at rest. So we pray that sincerely, this government will have the courage to tackle the insecurity aspect. Once that is settled, I know Nigeria will be better.
As the nation continues to seek lasting solutions, many hope that decisive actions will be taken to restore peace and safeguard lives across the country. Matthew Okunswada, reporting for Voice of the People Television.
Are you ready for the extraordinary? Something big is happening on your screen. Introducing VOP TV. Now streaming on SLTV channel 264. From breaking news to captivating conversations, news analysis, giving you all sides to the story. We break in-depth discussions on the issues that matter, from politics to sports, entertainment, and lifestyle. VOP TV on SLTV channel 264. Join us as we redefine what television means to you. Voice of the People Television, VOP TV. Now you have more than a voice.
Hello, my name is Ine.
2564 is coming up on 49, right?
2564 Atlantic County.
What happens in the hush behind hangar doors? Who signs the papers that gamble with lives? Which truths were grounded before they even ever had wings? If you've ever buckled a seatbelt at 30,000 feet, if you've ever stared out of that tiny window and wondered who's really in control of the skies, it isn't just flight, it's power, it's politics, it's pressure sealed in steel. We're peeling back the clouds from runway risks to sky-high secrets. We're diving deep where most dare not to look. Aviation Scope, every Sunday at 7 p.m. only on Voice of the People TV. We don't just report, we reveal. We don't just ask, we uncover. Because when it comes to the skies, ignorance is turbulence. Aviation Scope, the sky isn't the limit, it's just the beginning.
On Edu Dialogue, we bring you fresh ideas and conversations shaping the future of learning in Nigeria and beyond.
In a world where power shifts with every headline.
In a nation full of questions.
In a world filled with noise, the truth needs the voice.
The policies that shapes our world and the economy that determines our future.
Every hour, every day, the grapevine keeps buzzing. And together, we are committed to telling the stories that shape our world, because your voice is our focus.
Don't forget, our voice matters the most. Let us come together and share our concerns.
This is Health Check, your weekly guide to better living, smarter choices, and trusted answers. From everyday wellness to urgent health issues, we've got you covered. Health Check, only on Voice of the People Television, where your health has a voice.
Are you looking for where to buy quality and original studio and musical equipment in Nigeria? Welcome to Iruka Online, Nigeria's biggest musical and sound equipment warehouse. Your trusted home for top global brands, reliable low-price alternatives, and 100% original musical accessories. With over 16 locations nationwide and open 7 days a week.
Hello there and welcome on board. It is People's Voice on Voice of Television. Yes, of course, it's a new week, a week where your hopes should actually come alive, and a week where you should believe that lines would fall in pleasant places. And of course, there would always be a light at the end of the tunnel, whatsoever you've been trying to, achieve. I would want you to, feel that it is time for you to give up. No, you shouldn't do that. Just believe that everything would actually work out for your own good. Yes, I'm so excited because it's a new week where we have to start afresh again, to start dissecting conversation. And of course, you know that on People's Voice, we actually discuss the season stories, and of course, we shape the narrative. And we talk about every dominating and major headline that is sparking conversation across the nation. And of course, today we'll be talking about ADC factions clash for control. And I believe you all know what that particular session means. It's been about the political gladiators, over the week. And for some days now, they've been throwing words at each other. And the question, do you really need throwing words, throwing shades, or everybody, vying for power? Or it's about you seeing or looking for a way, to streamline the leadership to one person, or even getting a way out of, everybody wanting to lead. But this is our political space in Nigeria, and of course, you know that this and more usually happen when it comes to electioneering season like this. So I'd like you to follow me as regards to this particular conversation. Let's take this wonderful, smooth ride together. Join the conversation with expert insights. Share your thoughts with us. I am Savior Udo. Let's look into other news stories with details. Wiki-backed a PDP faction holds first NEC meeting. People's Democratic Party with a National Executive Committee meeting on Monday at Abuja headquarters. It's first since the Secretariat, of course, was unsealed last week. The headquarters was sealed in November after a violent clash between rival faction led by Tanimu Tureki and Abdurrahman Muhammad. A March appeal court ruling nullified the Ibadan convention that produced Tureki National Working Committee, clearing the way for the Muhammad-led group backed by FCT Minister Nyesom Wike. Today's meeting will include NEC members aligned with Muhammad's faction, including Wike Bukola Saraki and former Abia Governor Okeze Ekpeazu, which happens to be part of the G5. Is the G5 still complete? No, we don't think so. But of course, that's the situation on ground. I wouldn't want to talk much on these because I would want my guest analysts to actually do justice to that particular conversation. So I'm moving on to the next conversation. Amnesty, Serap Slam, NBC directive demand withdrawal. Amnesty International and Serap have condemned a recent NBC directive warning broadcasters against expressing opinions or failing to stay neutral, calling it unlawful and a threat to press freedom. Amnesty Issa Sanusi said the April 17 notice undermines editorial independence and violates international rights standards, urging authorities to halt the unrelenting quest to silence journalists. Serap asked President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to order its withdrawal within 48 hours, one that directive imposes prior censorship and creates a chilling effect on media ahead of 2027. Both groups insist the NBC lacks power to dictate journalistic duties and vow legal action if the notice isn't reversed. All right, I would have wished to respond to these, but I would also want my guest analysts to actually do justice to that. And I love the fact that the 6th edition of the Code of Conduct from the NBC, has actually stated so many, sections and, of course, guidelines for everyone to follow. And I love the fact that it is clear enough and it is direct enough, but, are we going to run a media that we can actually lend our voices anymore? We saw what happened with Boala. The reason why I'm responding to this is because this happens to be, or this has to do with my job. Are we going to say that Hassan, who interviewed Boala on Al Jazeera, the Middle East media network, are we going to say that it was wrong to ask those questions? Our job is based on facts and figures. It is for us to actually enlighten the people and to guide them right, not to incite any issues, of course. But of course, we understand that section 3.31e, says that a broadcast journalist was not meant to make inflammatory statements, to individual organizations. We understand that particular fact. But that does not also, reduce or curb or compel us not to give, our opinion when it comes to some programs, because some programs has to do with what we call banter, for example, where a presenter can actually air his opinion on a particular conversation. We have journalist hangouts where, a group of journalists, broadcast journalists can actually come to talk. For this particular program, for example, when I get to take news stories, I have the liberty of also, because this was how the synopsis of the program was created. So, we are not actually, saying otherwise, but we, of course, we just also want to be included and we want to be a voice to the voiceless. That's all we're saying. And the fact that we are not meant to really drill, that's my word now, drill, our analysts or guests in the studio, but there was nothing, in that particular newly, released guideline from the NBC code that actually states the protection of a broadcast journalist from the guests. So are we saying that a guest can actually say, oh, that particular thing you're saying, or a guest can actually say, who are you? Who do you think you are for you to be asking me such question? Something must be wrong with you, and says all of that, and they go scot-free? The presenter cannot say anything because we're actually following the guideline. But of course, this is Nigeria, and we love our country. So hopefully the coming days will actually get a refix, or will I call it a modification to that particular, guidelines. But away from that particular one, FCT teachers begin indefinite strike, school shut. Public primary and secondary schools in FCT were deserted on Monday as teachers began indefinite strike ordered by the NUT. The union said the action followed government silence on unresolved demands after a March 11 ultimatum to FCT Minister Nyesom Wike expired. While it praised Wike for implementing the 70,000 minimum wage and paying 9 months arrears, the NUT cited pending issues, including the withheld committee report on teacher entitlements and flaws in the 2024 promotion exercise. Teachers were directed to stay off duty, and parents advised to keep their children home until demands are met. All right, you've actually seen that particular one on your screen. To join the conversation, kindly call the number 09047322605. Follow us on social media at VOPTV Live. You can use the hashtag People's Voice on VOPTV, and of course on YouTube, we're Voice of the People TV. Kindly hit the subscribe button, and together we can make our voices heard. And it's time for us to go on a quick break. As soon as we return, we're dissecting and of course taking this conversation. ADC factions clash for control. Don't go nowhere, please. Stay tuned. I'll be right back.
Welcome to the locker room, the home of football talk that matters. I am Jerry Ampelhon. Join us every weekday, Monday to Friday at 5 p.m. Nigerian time, as we share the hot takes and hot debates in the exciting world of football. And joining me are the usual suspects, Ikechukwu and Mayowa, as we break down all the hot takes and everything is happening in the football. Don't just watch football, live it with us. Catch us on the Locker Room and Voice of the People television at 5 p.m. Nigerian time. And like I always say, if not 20 minutes off, please discuss.
Some people's voice, where we amplify the voice of those that matters the most. Join the conversation. Share your thoughts with me. I am Xavier Udo. Weekdays, Monday through Friday, from 4 p.m. to 5. Don't forget, our voice matters the most. Let us come together and share our concerns.
Welcome to Romeo Pizza. Sink your teeth into our freshly baked pizzas. Loaded with rich sauce, melted cheese, and irresistible toppings. Where every bite is a love story. Treat yourself to our creamy, dreamy ice cream. Smooth, sweet, and made to brighten your day. Or maybe you want it hot and satisfying. Our juicy shawarma is wrapped to perfection, packed with flavor in every mouthful. Pizza, ice cream, shawarma. Why choose one when you can have it all? Romeo Pizza has exactly what your taste buds desire.
Are you ready for the extraordinary? Something big is happening on your screen. Introducing
Hello there and welcome back to the program. It is the People's Voice on Voice of People Television. The African Democratic Congress is battling a three-way leadership crisis ahead of 2027 with rival camps led by David Mark, Nafiu Gombe and Dumebi Kachepo, each claiming control. Of course, the rift widened after the Mark bloc held a national convention on April 14, 2026, despite the court's order barring congresses, leaving the party split into parallel fractions. Meanwhile, the Kwankwasiya movement said only Peter Obi and Rabiu Kwankwaso enjoy organic grassroots backing for 2027, dismissing Atiku Abubakar's popularity is tied to APC structures, or rather PDP, structures as well. Yes, sir. Spokesman Abib Mailemo said their followers are driven by personal conviction, not political inducement, which has to be money. All right? The Supreme Court is set to review the ADC's leadership disputes on Wednesday as jostling for the opposition ticket intensifies. When I've been joined by Yakubu Ali Umaru, a coordinator of Middle Belt, of course, a generator next in Borno State as well. Yakubu, you're welcome on board. Hello. Yakubu, can you hear me? Please unmute your mic. All right, while we're still trying to set up that, let me bring it back to the studio. We're also being joined by Mr. Ekunda Yalawa, a social and political analyst. You're welcome on board, sir.
Thank you. Good evening.
All right, I remember that we had our head-to-head on Friday. So we'll take it from there today. So, Mr. Lawa, would you want to quickly respond to, the news stories before we go to the main conversation, or do you want us to just, take the main conversation? I would have said, maybe you talk about the first conversation that has to do with Wike-backed faction, holding their first neck meeting. Of course, Ayam is already having some people, from, the caucus trying to see how they can also still remove him based on what court is about to say. Of course, they can't preempt the court, but they're waiting for that particular one. But that might not be, a conversation of concern. Amnesty and Serap Group has actually slammed NBC's directive demand withdrawal. asking President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to actually, give his order as regards to that particular, directive about us, to withdraw that particular order as regards to, what they've actually told us, not or to be doing rather, in 48 hours. So I don't know if you are interested in that particular one, or you are interested in the FCT teachers going on strike, school short. So which one do you want to pick? It's a point and
Maybe
choose now. So
okay, let me start with the teachers FCT.
Okay, because you are also an education, so that will be fine. All right, please go ahead.
Yes, teachers are the builders. They are the foundation. If we miss it from the education aspect, we miss everything. Go and look at development all over the world. Teachers are properly, adequately respected because everybody's children, the rich, the poor, even the president.
You only the teachers.
Yes, they are under the teachers.
Mr. Lawa, you said something just now, which is disturbing to me. Teachers are properly respected. Respect is not enough. I was thinking they should be properly taken care of.
That's why I said respected.
Respected.
Because if you go, listen to this. If you go to a police station now, you want to bail somebody. If you say you are a lawyer, yeah, you are a doctor, yeah, you are a politician. But if you say you are a teacher, you just look like him.
Mr. Lawa, please don't do this. It's too early for us.
No, seriously.
It's too early for us to start a program like this.
What's he saying?
They don't even like us, the journalists. They don't like us. As soon as you go to a station and you say, oh, my name is so and so, I'm a journalist. Next thing you hear a police person tell you is, all this press, they don't come. I don't know why they usually use that word on us.
Because they know you expose them.
That means there's something they're doing that was not meant to be out.
This is Nigeria now.
Okay. Please go ahead.
When it comes to teachers, they are not properly respected. They are not. Now, you hear university lecturers, all those stuff. But when it comes to NUT, they relegate them like people who are not really important. Even when it comes to remuneration, emolution, benefit, respect, politically, they are not. And yet, they are the foundation of all the development of any country. It is the teachers. So, it is time teachers begin to, stand out. Begin to make their head, rear their head out.
Is it that the teachers that will make it, that will do it that way? Or is it the government that actually position them that way?
It's the teachers. Okay. If you put it in the eyes of the government, they will never do anything.
Okay.
But the teachers must, unite. How many times have you seen a teacher becoming a NLC chairman or part of the executive? Across the country, maybe in the state, not even the federal, I'm talking about the state. Do you see teachers? And then you see people who don't even know their right from their left. Becoming, leaders of a union in which you have professional teachers there. Because teachers have been relegated and they allow themselves to be placed in such a position. You need to begin to, and when you come to employment, teachers is one of the most, they have one of the largest employment in the sector. They have one of the largest. How many schools do you have in Lagos State? How many universities do you have in Lagos State? You can count like 6 or 8, private plus public. You can count like maybe 10 or 12 or 20, but count only public secondary schools. Maybe 1,000 plus. Count primary, maybe 3,000 plus. Count private to read. And you have teachers there. And then when it comes to leadership role, they don't go to those areas at all. And yet, before you can get to a secondary school, the primary school teachers, your future is in their hands. You get what I'm saying? You are going to get promoted, cross from primary school to secondary school. If they didn't do well with you, you'll never be able to cross. From secondary school to wherever you want to become. You want to go to
now the issue
and yet
is that it's looking like teachers are not being properly taken care of.
But respected, everything.
And respected, just like you said. Now, let's take a look at that news story again as regards to the teachers' conversation. Now, primary and secondary schools, you know, in FCT decided to go on strike through the the order, you know, or directive of NUT. Now, the union said, you know, the action followed government silence on unresolved demands after a March ultimatum, 11th of March ultimatum to FCC Minister Nyesom Wike. While they also praised Wike for implementing the 70,000 minimum wage. Now, you know, this particular one caught my attention. 70,000 minimum wage. I understand, and of course, it's not even easy for a government to decide to, you know, implement it. For my question, what can 70,000 really do for a family?
For even praising him, why not give 70,000 to university lecturers?
To start with.
No, it's not starting with. No. You know, let me tell you, do you know what teachers do?
Mr.
Let me give you a good example. Wait, excuse me. Let me give you a good example. You see in a class, in one ham, let me say SS1, you can have over 500 students.
That's for the government.
2 teachers.
Yes. Now, of course. Now, Mr. Lawal, the reason why I was saying that, okay, if they actually decided to praise him or to say, oh, that's a laudable faith, is because he decided to even do that 70,000 minimum wage. You know why I'm saying this? I went on to do a vox pop, and to my greatest surprise, sometime last year, September, I met with some people. What did you call them again that sweeps Lagos? Loma?
Yes.
Loma, right?
Yes. No, the highway, I think they call them the highway managers. You know, these days, we don't even know how
I mean a Loma of official. These ones that...
Because some of them are contracted.
The ones that pick refuse and all of that, yes. With ID card. If we actually go through our archives, of course, I will still have the video. I did the vox pop, and we were told, I was told rather, of course, which I played on national TV here, that they are yet to receive the new minimum wage. And that's July, August, September, they were still receiving their 30 or 40,000 30,000 naira. And it was a mixed emotion for me. It was a mixed feeling because to an extent, I looked at them and I said, I knew they had, you know, families at home that they would take money back home to meet. So at the end of the month, this is what they can actually go back home to. I don't need to say whatsoever was done that day, which my team actually saw. But my question is, Lagos has big, wonderful suites.
Center of excellence.
Center of excellence. Now, we have some other state that decided not to even do anything at all. But we also had someone like Imo State, Opus Odima, who decided to give 103. He paid even arrears and did so much. So, I'm not saying that when it is time for me to, you know, appreciate governors or principals of states, I do that effortlessly. When it is for us to call them for accountability, we do that. So if Wike has even tried to, you know, implement the 70,000 minimum wage and he, you know, decided paying, he has tried his best. Now, they now want something better, which they've been having issues, which are pending issues, and he has not done. But because that's not the main conversation, we'll actually rest that and see what will happen in the coming days. And afterwards, since the developing story, they just shut the school today. So we'll actually revisit that conversation. I will see what we can actually get out of that conversation. Let me take it to my other guest. Yakub, are you there? Welcome on board. Yakubu, can you hear me? Please speak up if you can. I would like you to unmute your mic. Hello, Yakub. Okay, so I'm not getting your audio here. I don't know. I'm not getting your audio here. I can't hear anything here, but of course, I think it will be set up. Now, let's come to the main conversation, Mr. Lawal. Yakub, can you hear me? Please speak to me if you can. All right, don't worry. I think you'll be set up properly. Please, let me bring you back to the studio because of our time. Now, on the ADC's leadership crisis, legally, we've actually heard different kinds of claims, but who has the stronger claim to ADC's leadership? Right now, Mark Gombe or Kachukwu, given the court order, and of course, April 14 convention. If Supreme Court, doesn't resolve this issue on Wednesday, can ADC still, field a candidate for the 2027 or a SINEC recognition at risk? Because they're actually in a web of conversation as we speak. And aside from the leadership, we also have 3 blocks, political blocks: Atiku, Obi, and Amechi. They're actually vying for that particular presidential position. And when you look at things now, it's looking like they are throwing shades at each other. Atiku granted a media parley. He said, if you are from a state and you want to come to federal, you are inexperienced. He said the same thing that Jonathan was inexperienced because he came from state and all of that. But he was the one that did the politicking for former President Obasanjo, when he newly came out, from prison. He was the one that scouted for some of the people, during the administration. He gave different submission and, of course, assertions of that day. But the issue now, Obi also mentioned that he would want the primaries to be free and fair. Atiku is my other brother and all of that, but I would want the primaries to be free and fair. That is the only time. He said you cannot go through the windows and expect things to be done right. Meaning that if you had rigged primaries, then you cannot do better in your administration. Then people like him should not even support someone like that. So I don't know. What do you think as regards to this particular fray? We have the INEC, situation, on ground. We have the court situation on ground. Now we have 3 factions. What can you make out of this conversation?
Yes. And now, one thing is this. All of them, because they are still aspirants. Anybody, even I myself can even, if I'm, anybody from ADC can come out and say so many things. They are just trying to galvanize support and show that they are relevant because they are aspirants. Anybody can be aspirant. But to choose to now become the candidate is the main thing. So when you now become the candidate, you now see that there will be another reorganization. There will be a reorganization in the party. All these people who are saying that I can do it, I can do it. By the time they don't cross over to be the candidate, the next thing that happens is that they'll start, reconsulting. Some may want to be vice, some may pick from. So there will be another reorganization. But for now, it's a normal thing for everybody to be coming out to say, I can do it, I can do it. Because if you don't say that, how would they see you as a stronger contendant? So it's normal for everybody to say, you can have over five, even almost everybody in the party can come out and say, yes, I can be the president. Everybody can say that. I can be until the primaries come and then they now eventually pick the person that will be the candidates and then there will be reorganization again. So that one is a normal thing. Then the next thing is which faction, or let me say, which one of them.
which is another disturbing conversation. Please go ahead.
No, actually, if INEC did not pick side, would have been, will have seen a proper direction.
The INEC has not also picked any side yet.
Huh? No, yes, because
they are yet to pick a side.
Why did you remove the name of the people who are there in the first place? Who told you to remove them? Did the court physically tell you to remove them?
But INEC was present and these people were there when they did the handing over.
No, what I'm saying, why did INEC their names?
Okay, that's for the Dave Mark, right?
Yes, now.
Okay, I was thinking the former national.
Because
that's the question that we've been asking.
Why did you remove? Did the court tell you to remove their names?
Because court only said maintain the status quo antebellum.
That is before the crisis. Listen to me now. If let me say you somebody is made a chairman of a company. You're already a chairman, the business is going on in the company smoothly. Somebody now woke up one day and said, no, you are not the person I'm supposed to be there. I am the one that you now went to court and say, okay, maintain status quo antebellum. So therefore, you are saying that that chairman,
you remove everybody.
You remove everybody and leave
the organization.
The company will shut down. Now, let me say at the end, the court now said, no, the person that was there before is the right person legally that's supposed to be there. Are you now going to return? Are you going to return the company back to and that antebellum?
Because no, I was even waiting that what's going to be the deficit? You know, because of course we would have enough deficits from that company. They've declined, you know, in sales. They're not making money, so we have enough deficit now. How do you help that company to get a proper ROI, return of investment?
I mean, are you going to? How do you bring the company has already shut down because of your action?
Yeah.
You know, case can take like 3 years. The company has shut down for 3 years. Eventually, the court now say, no, the former person is what that's supposed to be there. But even if they say that the person that was there before is not the person that's supposed to be there, that the one that came to complain is the one that's supposed to be there. But the company has already shut down now. So what's the benefit of the two of them?
Okay.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Loud and clear. Loud and clear.
What's the benefit now? The court says maintain. INEC is supposed to maintain, because the court is also talking to INEC that maintain status quo. You too, you're supposed not to touch anything. Okay. Leave it as it is. We have created a problem now. Now we are having 3 factions. Why? And everybody is not saying this and that. You want to shut down a whole organization, a formal organization, you know, a viable organization. Okay, what about if the court now say no? The other will not say you are obeying court order. What told you to? I mean, are you the court?
Okay, let's take it back to Yakub. I don't know if Yakub is there now. Yakub, can you hear me?
I think he can hear us, but he cannot. He can't speak.
Yakub, I know you can hear us, but we're unable to hear you here in the studio, and I don't know what's. So I think you're having a glitch. That's what I'm told. Perhaps that could be rectified. I sincerely want your candid submission in this conversation. You know, I wanted to talk about the situation of this constitutional dispute. If this is actually genuine or a proxy war